Homeboys, we just mentioned, it's all about speed. It's a bit of a race to win the game right here. But look at the Roamer KDA. It's, I think, quite significantly lower, in my opinion. But look at Chibi. What lacks in the KDA for Sorn is all the way there for Chibi, man. This man is absolutely wild, and everyone is there for it. And Sorn's KDA might be lower, but Warlord, Ryzel, Sipat even, everyone just comes through because they don't always just have a neat setup and they win skirmishes. No, sometimes they just go all in, 1v1, 2v1 even, and they don't care. If they feel like they have a chance, they will do it. We've seen it again and again, and that willingness to risk it all for glory, that is something that Echo needs to take into consideration.
Seems like the whole team has that kind of trend going for them. Even Ryzel in the bottom lane, definitely not scared of using a lot of resources to look for an outplay. That's something that we don't usually see from a lot of top-tier gold laners, right? What most top-tier gold laners look for is stability in lane, how you're able to farm up, get to those item power spikes, and then be a nuisance. Meanwhile, for Ryzel, he's not shy. He's not gun-shy at all. He'll use Flicker, he'll use his ultimate, he'll even flicker forwards to get these kills, to get him ahead in lane or in team fights.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a debut match. Sheesh. For these both of these organizations, but head-to-head, what do you say?
Hello guys, wait guys,
Right?
Wait guys.
Had a better run compared to Echo, but the stats do reflect that.
Apa-kabar baik guys?
The disparity between the average.
Baru live lagi kita guys.
When Homeboys are on the run, when
I live stream in ako live stream di Facebook dan YouTube guys.
Haven't really been as successful.
Wait ya guys.
The saying Echo Express still rings true in the hearts of a lot of the Mobile Legends fans.
You're right, they are a very, very iconic team.
Aman ka live stream ko guys.
I mean, Echo across the board here in the English desk, unanimous again. We were right in the first match. Well, you're right.
Sabar guys, sabar guys.
I actually expected a few of you guys, or maybe even myself, to go for Homeboys, right? But I feel like, again, knowing Echo how strong they've been,
Nakalive ako sa TikTok, ay sa YouTube, tsaka sa ano guys.
Up against BTR. We all know why. BTR also very inconsistent. They can be really good, they can be really bad, right? So it was a matter of which day.
Wait guys, set up lang.
They showed a completely different style of play. They were able to
nakalive ako parehas eh.
180 completely again. They're also an organization with players who are already getting hate for internal reasons, for roster changes as well. The fact that they are still able to play at this high level, despite the pressure, despite the hate, shows you that they're here, they're still hungry, they're not here just to participate. They want to get back to their former glory. They want to get back to the prime version of Echo, that M4 World Champion Echo.
What you're saying is there's some RNG involved right here.
A bit when it comes to Echo.
Wait lang guys ah.
But now, for Echo,
Check ko lang
I feel like they have a bit more experience, and I do believe that the Homeboys playstyle is very, very effective, but it also has a lot of shock value built into it. If teams are used to it, especially if they've seen and had time to analyze the playstyle of Homeboys, I do feel like it is not an impossible puzzle to crack. So we'll have to see. I think individual skill will be even more important than usual against a team with Homeboys' playstyle. But as we mentioned,
sa YouTube,
they are here, they're hungry, and they are no pushovers at all. I think we're gonna see a lot of back and forth right here. I think all the way till the end, the final moments of the game, we're gonna be kept guessing. Is it gonna be Echo or is it gonna be Homeboys? We're gonna get a very early conclusion.
I mean, I expect a lot of action indeed. So with that, let's just jump into the draft here for our first game between Echo and Homeboys.
Start na guys, nood na lang muna tayo. Shoutout sa inyong lahat.
Matilda, Valentina, they focus more on towards that mid.
Hello.
They know
Naglalag ba?
at the end of the heart of Echo is also in that mid and roam. They try to limit the options there. Meanwhile, Echo, same response here, same route as well, banning out the mid and the roam.
Naglalag ba guys?
Different approach to game or match number 1 where we saw full respect towards each of the
Opinion about Felix. Felix so strong. One of the best XP laners in the world guys.
Very wide hero pool.
Let's focus dude. Let's focus first.
All the way by banning out.
Kailangan ko yata magsalita ng naka-live din ako sa YouTube guys eh. Kailangan ko yata magsalita ng English. I think I need to speak English guys because
plays, right? If
Right now, I live stream
well,
in
they can mount the
Facebook
win streaks like
and
an MPLP's regular season.
in
But
YouTube
once
at the same time.
he hits a slope. Once he slows down just a bit, that's where Zord can actually look to
1-1 first pick.
a glaring weakness in Echo.
I get what you mean, and I want to go and focus on the draft. 1-1 is up and available, and with the Phobias ban signifies that Homeboys might pick it up in that first pick. Well,
Nolan.
There's Nolan as well.
Nolan
They wanna
open,
go
guys.
for that Nolan. A lot of damage that comes out very, very quick. And a lot of mobility. They have banned the Phobias away, which means that there's still a chance for the 1-1 to still make an appearance right here, Connie. It's not impossible at all. But for Echo, they do have the Fairmess.
Akala ko pwede rin maano sila eh. Ang bilis magsipik ah.
Of few.
They are too fast to pick. Guys, I cannot speak English, guys. Sorry. I'm better to speak Indonesian language than English, guys.
That was in the group stage, day number 1. I remember it. It was TOB versus AP Bren. In the first match of the tournament.
Ewan, Pris.
Ah,
pa-Pris.
There was a counter pick in the Phobias,
Wait, yeah.
but was not effective.
Kailangan pa, Pris.
Nolan was able
Yeah,
to still
anjing.
outmaneuver and find those flanks now with Homeboys getting the Nolan. And on top of that, some really good setup for
Wait,
that
yeah,
killer
guys.
pressure. A winning lane in the gold lane of Bruno. And also
Yan, guys.
a good start
Sorry, Pris,
with
Pris.
the Terizla.
Very good here, right? I think 1-1
Udaman ka, guys.
is a possible option, but with Bruno, it brings
Udaman ka,
more
guys.
stability. He will find more positions where he
Okay na,
can
guys.
hit. It's easier in a sense. You can still maneuver.
Tagalog ka naman. Nagtatagalog tayo. Supportahan natin yung Echo.
Right?
Na-live kasi ako sa ano, guys, sa YouTube tsaka sa Facebook.
Enable this
Kaya kailangan ko mag-English na lang.
activate.
I need to speak English, I think.
Response. We definitely know how this Benedetta is just so good in the hands of a Filipino team.
Oh, they priority to pick Benedetta, ya.
That's quite the fearsome Benedetta, man. I mean, there's so many ways that it can be used right here.
1-1 still open, bro.
This will be a dash-heavy match, and the Bruno is great, but the Bruno is also immobile. Earlier, we saw that it's always backed up by AP Bren with the Fairmess, or with a Mathilda, or a Minotaur. Something to make sure that he does not get bursted down. Now with a Fredrin and a Benedetta, it's looking quite dangerous. So
Speak
fully
Kamer,
expect
please. I
some
cannot
distraction
speak Kamer, bro.
some assassins.
I cannot
Some
speak
heroes that
Kamer.
make a massive game-changing engage.
I can only speak
Okay, Homeboys
bahasa Tagalog,
will
English, and
they
Indo.
go for a roam ban here, possibly. Perhaps limit daddy JP. Yeah, they will go for
Translate nyo nga sa Vietnamese, pre. Hey, focus muna tayo sa laro.
It might come through as well.
Shoutout sa inyong lahat. Bahala na kayo dyan.
Echo. Do they limit the roamer? The answer is no, they will limit Lilia. Why? They will clump with
Lilia.
Paramis, with Brethren. A lot of short-range heroes that need to close the gap, and with Lilia on the opposite end, it can destroy that.
Ito yung nag-grack mid lane eh. Homeboys.
The wave clear on that Lilia, amazing. You can actually go for the full control if you give Homeboys over that Lilia. They already have a Terizla, a Bruno, so many winning matchups. If you give them a Lilia, that'll be another way for them to control, especially the neutral objective side of the map.
Perfect now for Homeboys, though, they require some crowd control, or they require some kind of fighting because otherwise they're gonna be forced to
Binanalo
stick in the
1-1.
Netherrealm and duke it out. No Valentino available.
Thank you for my new subscriber, Senior Hong. Thank you so much.
They want to stay in the fight. They need some AoE crowd control, but that's where
Echo, they want to win in the objectives, guys.
I think the Atlas comes to mind, but we haven't seen it in
The hero composition so good in team fight and
Very hard to
objectives.
catch Benedetta on the Atlas. Paramis can rock the Purify as well. So my guess is Homeboys will just have a
They need to
solid
punish
choice if they
Nolan in
really
early
want
game.
to go crazy. They can pick up a healer here. A good
AM6
hero
champ
is
ka na next year,
going
Blar.
to
Amen.
Let's see. Echo, good disengage.
Team muna bago M6.
Composition, right? With the Minotaur, it
Blar,
adds
see you
more
soon or
with the
the Ohio Brothers. For me, I think see you soon.
Minotaur, they can disengage, but Homeboys adding more depth. It's a debut pick in MPL.
Oh my God, Gord.
That's the Gord. Adds more range, adds more depth.
That's a very risky pick, though. You're up against so much dive for the side of Echo. They have that Benedetta, Sanford on the Benedetta, a man known to just make a big mess into the back line. With any hero he gets, especially a Benedetta, but for Benny Cutie,
Echo hero so good, guys.
to a signature pick, a carry.
Echo hero so good, guys.
The most ideal of matchups for Echo, but that's how they like to play it. They think more about the team synergy over the hero counters, playing for that one moment. Benny's gonna be the weak side of the map in this game. Should be.
Most definitely. In such a difficult matchup,
I watched Season and the Ohio Brothers, of course, I watched that.
He is susceptible to just getting absolutely bursted down here. So, I feel like Homeboys has more...
I want to see Season play against Ohio Brothers.
Echo is very reactive, and I think it all revolves around Benny. He can find success, the team can.
Yeah, the prediction was a stomp.
The production are so good, guys.
Almost all
Production so good.
Echo will Homeboys.
Doon siya pa. Doon Echo.
Composition-wise, they definitely can, right? Sure, and that gourd is such a
Doon
risky
Peha,
pick,
guys.
but the range, they can play, definitely can play the range around with.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to enter the land of dawn. For match number 2, Echo takes on Homeboy. Zorn already early on this Edith, going at it with JP, but is forced to use the onward defensively. And you know how Echo's name is the House of Highlights? I think for some reason, I have a feeling that we're gonna see a lot of highlights here from both these teams in this matchup.
I think highlights are definitely going to be present, but in the golden matchup is where it's at, especially for the late game. In the early game,
They force JP flicker, guys.
But onward, I missed the projectile as well, both connecting and Chibi.
Recall.
See that base damage come forth.
Hey, not bad.
Super fast.
That's one of my favorite
Gone through both his buffs.
emoji, guys.
That was a fast rotation, and seeing the
Hey,
composition,
not
this makes
bad.
sense, right? They can play this also, this mobility composition that they have perhaps in this early game especially. So with JB not having a flicker for this turtle, that's already a huge advantage on the
Yeah,
neutral
Corona.
objective take for the side of Homeboys.
Right, in the first fight, though, the Cold Altar, or the Netherrealm, my mistake, against possibly a good combo with a penalty zone. We'll have to see, because Echo, they're putting a lot of emphasis on the upside. Backup is coming.
Maltese has to walk away from this, and that's actually going to be a good steal away. Warlord gets it. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, as expected, this lane
talaga ng Bruno.
Horizon should be in his hands. A bit of an advantage. Meanwhile, first turtle going to spawn. Not yet slain, ladies and gentlemen.
And you can see here already Fredrin is poking the turtle now. Setup-wise, Echo is also, they want to contest.
Let's see if they
Ganda
can.
position ng Echo.
Echo still has a bit more of an advantage
lang.
when it comes to
Oh,
CC.
nice.
There it is. Sanford with a petrifying, even diving to the back. Warlord
Patay ba?
should be in a lot of trouble, but is able to flicker out. Meanwhile, there's another fight going in here. Sanji saves the day for a bit with another round, but Carl Teasy here gets out for a while. Subpot flickers forward, but gets knocked up instead. That was Chibi versus the world. It's still an outplay from Sanji.
Nice
and
one.
Echo takes the dub early on in the first turtle fight.
Sanford saving the day, and even now, Sanford...
Patay na. Nice!
Wow, Sanford, earlier on, he distracts Gord, looking for the kill, doesn't really get it, but it made Gord or Warlord recall, and without the Gord, Sanford can regroup with his team, provide the cover, and there you go. Echo grabbing
targetin lang yung Gord.
in an instant.
The early game damage definitely comes from the mid lane, especially when you do have the board. Unfortunately, got caught in a weird 1v1 there. It is not ideal. Shows again that Homeboys, they have all the tools right here, but the setup matters more than ever as Soren finds a play.
It's on to Carl Teasy. It's a good primal wrap that gets him low, but now he is caught in the enemy jungle. Behind enemy
Soren
lines.
die, no
Zorn with
flicker.
a Shatter, Sanford with eye for an eye. Zorn should be
Nice
able to slash there,
one.
and yes, he does fall in the back. It does give Chibi, however, a
Nice.
big opportunity to secure a neutral objective.
The first turtle is now up, is now taken out. So let's see here. Echo, will they be able to somehow equalize, right? That's the question here. Echo, though, economy, they are slightly ahead.
like they're still pretty okay bringing this into the mid game there. Especially if Chibi doesn't really get to snowball hard. Sanji quietly has already amassed 3 kills, already with the Enchanted Talisman. That's a lot of damage, burst-wise, but also a lot of damage. You can spam it a lot more.
Mr. Gosh, oh, JP gets
Ooh.
sound barely into another round, pops in the mini when Fury
JP
is
still
running
survive.
up.
Nice one, no flicker.
Damage from Sanji and Benny.
Die again.
Fight around for Echo.
The reinforcements from Echo. Man,
Lamang na yung Echo,
hard
lamang na.
hard indeed. And again, JP, sure, he burned the flicker, but the minion break comes in clutch. Bought enough time for the other members to regroup and capitalize. Homeboys now,
Mamakro yun lang
again,
to.
they're slightly behind, but it seems like they're looking for more proactive plays. Is that the right move?
I feel like proactiveness is on the hands of Echo. They kind of actually have a better burst-heavy composition. So unless it's a full-on fight,
Huwag nang maka-snowball yung Nolan ng early.
this composition really lends itself to these skirmishes in the early game. I think later on, when they want to get a big combo, that's where Rizal can just hold his ground and aim to just outperform, out-damage, output Benny Cutie. That has to be backed up by a strong early game laning phase. So far, Homeboys has not been able to get one.
Okay. Both EXP laners here cutting the waves. They want to join the fight for that turtle, but oh, a fight almost occurred in the mid.
Good stamp.
Ay, may flicker si Zorn, pero patay pa rin. Nice one.
Absolutely disintegrated.
Sanford,
Even
Sanford.
Sanford in the 1v1. JP,
Sanford.
oh, gets a solo kill there. But that was Sanji. In the
Nice
realm of
try.
too late, and now the Mystic Gosh
Patay rin
connects
Sanji,
onto
pre.
Sanji, shutting him down.
Yun lang,
Roller picks up the
nakabawi
kill.
kahit
Another
papaano.
kill on the board for Homeboys, but it's always traded in. It's never a one-sided trade this game.
Echo, very good. If you want to call it a distraction, yes. But again, Sanford taken out a very good cover overall by Homeboys. Now, let's see the items here. Bruno, of course, will go for the Has Claws, but take a look at Terizla. Fury Hammer, and then going for the Dominance Ice early.
To reduce the shielding and healing for sure. Paramis, Fredrin, Minotaur even. A lot of sustain built into the composition. And on the other side, Sanford going for the Hunter Strike, but going straight for some tankiness right here. I think he's attempting to do
Sanford
multiple
build
roles.
bleed
He's
armor.
flying in the background, but he can actually have a huge presence in the mid-game teamfights using that Petrify if it's up. What's interesting is that the board went for the Ice Queen Swans first. It gives some kind of sustain and a lot of utility, but of course, it only depends if Warlord doesn't really get found.
Mamakro yun lang to.
Away in the middle of a big fight.
And onward, connecting onto Carl Teasy with a follow-up, an instant penalty zone, but now the re-engage happens. Echo get a massive minute fury. Now they all fall in the Mystic Gush. The laser's big. TB has to back away. Echo going very
Sanford. Here comes Sanford.
in with a flank as well.
Hindi na Petri, hindi tumama yung Petri.
Dashing forward
Pero
as
patay
well.
pa rin.
Betty Cutie gets an outplay. Rizal doesn't. And it's all Echo with a
Nice.
falling. It's a 4-for-1, a disaster for the Homeboys.
A lot of bodies already from the side of Homeboys, and Echo, they will establish a healthier lead now. Take a look at Carl Teasy. Going for the purple
Yung Homeboys
buff as
mahilig
well.
sa ano eh, Terisla eh.
That one, and man,
Kaso
Homeboys,
mahirap mag-Terisla dyan,
we were
boy.
fine 2 minutes ago. Now
Homeboys
they
really like Terisla, guys, but
slow down
Terisla here in this game,
This is the problem.
it's so hard to play Terisla,
You
guys.
meet your match, kind of, right? You're both, making crazy plays. Chibi right there had barely any HP, and he hid in the bushes trying to get Benny Cutie. But Benny was ready for it.
You don't have Purify, why you... Bakit ka pumiprit? Ay, ba't ko tumitira ng ganun? Wala kang Purify.
It's the house of highlights that we all expected today. Only 2 turns.
Parang boss yun, ah.
For the third one, they'll go straight for the Lord that spawned in with no Rizal. I don't think Homeboys can really look for a contest.
See, Echo, yeah, they will blitz it. Well, not blitz it, but they will take this Lord comfortably. Meanwhile, Homeboy is struggling to find any cross-map plays. And it's all because Echo, they do not forget to clear. They always manipulate their waves, managing it very, very well. And Homeboys, up to this point, have no
Anis, recall.
in their hand.
Recall.
Coming in as well. I feel like Homeboys have to try and respect.
Patay si Chibi. Solo kill.
Solo kill down below by Sanford on the Benedetta against the Nolan. That's why they didn't ban it. They didn't need to. Sanji walks up, the zone Rise on Sapat does it successfully, as that's going to be a free tier 1 in the mid lane falling. Zorn now caught in a tough spot. Kaltizi wants to go all in, trying to look for a taunt there, but gets poked down instead. Rizal down to half of his HP, forced back all the way to his base.
And the issue right here, especially
Tinitibihan na nila, guys.
Benny Cutie is relatively untouched. He usually gets, some damage spills over onto him from some AoE damage, but for the most part, he's been very, very safe. Having a Purify and standing next to a Paramis and a Minotaur, he can go as aggressive as he wants, and if you go on him, it's not necessarily the right move for Homeboys. It's a difficult situation to be in, and now Echo is taking full control. The snowball has begun.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first Lord. Echo will not be able to push until the base turret here. The passive still stands for Homeboys, and well, meanwhile the jungle though will not.
Wala, suroy na to. Game 1, Echo na to, guys. Uy, Sanford. Out. Nice ulti, Sanji. Grabe ng Sanji dun, guys. Patay ka, Chibi. Makulit ka. Isa ka pa. Terisla. Patay yan? Walang flicker?
The coordination, the trust, and Echo, they move more. Into the base, inside of it, they don't care.
Dinubugbog na nila. Napasok na nila sa stun ulit. Pupunta Zorn, patay ka na.
Echo, they can't end right
GG
here
na to,
right
first game, guys.
Can they defend this one?
It's just Chibi right now.
11 minutes, nawala.
From the map, and now it's Sapat. He'll follow very, very soon with the base taken
GG,
down.
Echo.
My goodness.
Ang ganda ng drop ng Echo eh.
Pressure back.
Ganda ng drop ng Echo, kasi ang ganda ng nila. Laruan nila, ng early.
Just ruining Homeboy's party here in the best of 3. But my goodness, Echo, what a performance, the level of it.
Ba't parang ang labo ng graphics nung ano no?
Homeboys was just
Ginanon lang sila, ang bilis.
That was 10 minutes.
Chibat bakit? Makain niya guys. Di bantay guys.
Short game regardless of who came out on top. But it's almost like Echo is saying, hey, I taught you all that you know, but not all that I know. They just
Yun na yun. Nawala trash talk ng mga ano guys.
And they're
Ng mga mayayabang. Nawala trash talk nila guys.
The crazy plays from Homeboys, Echo just seems like they were expecting it already. Even reading through, seeing when Chibi or the rest are gonna try and make that crazy play, and it always falls short.
I mean, let's talk about the drafts first, right? It was Faramis picked up from the side of Echo, but since
GG Echo guys.
committed on towards a Gord instead of Valentina, that is where I feel like Echo has that edge, that nether realm on one side.
English please
only
Lar, okay, I
was
speak
the
English.
Game changer, especially if we're talking about the mid game, right? Gord, sure, can stun.
Easy game guys, easy game.
And that nether realm. always
Bantay
comes
guys.
clutch.
That final moment, well, not the final moment, but the moment that Sanji saved Sanford from going in 1v5 was really the nail in the coffin for the Homeboys. What were they supposed to do after using all of their
But
resources on one
Homeboys
dude?
I think
And
they
now
have a good
having second
mentality
round come
guys.
in, Mr. San to another Mr. San, saving him with another realm and then turning the fight around.
I guess they just go next.
They just go next.
They
That's
are
it.
ready in the first game. Echo ready.
There's a lot of obvious
Ready
evidence
banget
that was the
buat
big problem.
game sa ato guys.
Solo plays, check. Team plays, check. Diving in, check. Baiting, also check.
Ang ganda ng Minotaur ngayon ah.
Does it all,
Minotaur,
man. Sanford
sekarang
is
so good
insane.
yeah.
And they already mentioned it in the game, but even if you can take him down, then that leaves the carry. How is he supposed to deal with the carry? They can't zone him. They can't really focus him down. It was just such a
MVP
good draft.
Sanford.
Doesn't really leave any easy solutions for Homeboys.
And a well-deserved MVP as well.
Ah.
On 5 by Ford. I don't want to call him by his full name, Sanford. I want to call him Ford NG.
Sanford deserve MVP because Gord and Bruno cannot do anything against him
Just the
guys.
hunter strike for the attack, but the rest of it is just all defense, and with the Petrify, that stun is more than enough to dismantle the formations of Homeboys.
I like how he went for the Dreadnought armor first.
Season verse,
Counter-Strike,
uh,
and then he didn't really build it
Ohio,
for us,
live
because
ga? Live or not?
opponent
Live.
really wasn't doing so good.
Of course,
there
live,
weren't any
guys.
physical ability damage coming his way. So he
Wait,
went
guys.
for the blade
Wait,
armor
guys,
just
I'm
to
going.
make sure that
I'm
Ryza,
going to take
usually
toilet
two-hammer
first.
guy, is just forced to just sit there, even more.
And a very perfect display here, Miracle. Seeing his performance, seeing the chemistry that Echo brings from to game one. Yeah, I think yesterday or the group stage was a warm-up. Let's see though, their job is not done, but highlights, man, it's just all Echo in the highlights.
Seems like Homeboys are just trying their best to go for a combo play. But the combo play doesn't really work out for them, especially because they can't really get the right targets. This is like very early on. Level 9, definitely not early game. But look at Benny. For the most part, he isn't really focused down, zoned away. So Ryza right here is left alone. Seems like Echo, it doesn't really matter who they go for first, as long as their carries actually survive. And with the sustain, with the miscalculations they can put onto Homeboys, they just kept winning. And Sanford with a solo play right here, maybe making a statement that Nolan is great, but it's not immune, right? There's ways to counter it, and Chibi was just not having a good game at all right here. Wrong again and again. An assassin versus a fighter matchup. It's already difficult, but when your team is falling behind, it just gets even worse.
I mean, if you really think about it, the side of Homeboys have some play in the early game, just the early game though, right? With the Nolan, you can rotate, but this is
Prediction season or Ohio? I think season win against Ohio, guys, 2-0.
Warlord.
Let's go, season.
No, not on our watch. This dove straight at him. And even showing the discipline.
Kita doong season, guys. Lawan Ohio.
Left standing, they could have very easily said, you know what, let's go for kills first, but they stay focused, they stay objective. Benny Cutie just tap that turret only button.
How was Boxy performance?
Boom, bang, bada, bing.
Boxy so good in that game.
That's insane.
He's too.
No turrets
Oh my God.
by the way,
I don't know what I need to say, but Boxy roam so good.
Look at the item build though. Sanji on the Paramis, snowballing early, getting up to 4 kills early.
Boxy
before
free.
getting down once. He knows that. All right.
Shoutout sa inyo lahat, guys.
He's ahead right now. Might as well build some damage. Not only
Tingnan natin
wait for
item
the
nila.
full
Walang
damage,
item yung
but
Terislo. Pag
no longer needed
pumasok ka
to
talaga,
focus.
tapos ka talaga sa carry.
Dave is going for
Wala.
the Nuggets of
Bugbog
Endurance,
sila, guys.
not the Clock of Destiny, because it's not necessary. Showing again that
Bugbog
change
sila, guys.
technically a hidden buff right here.
Ang tawadi card, pati na yan. Lahat dito sa Egon,
Build
tabong.
more damage. Just
Ano
strike
nang
hard
mapatay
in
yan?
early team fights.
basically one more free slot per item, right? For the mid lane for the mages. But yes, you can see here just based on the data, if you missed the game and you see this data, you can say it's safe to say that it's a stomp. Rashi mentioned it earlier, no structure was given to the sign of Homeboys. And you can see it 39.
What we say is Boxy pre o Boxy play. Boxy pre. Si Boxy pre. It's pre, bro. It's pre, bong. Pre.
But his game plan was very
P-R-E.
simple. The backline, it's good. And if you look at his items, he's still also trying to be a bit of a
Nag-step up si JP ulit. Malakas naman si JP, guys, eh. Ewan ko ba't niya binabash, guys. Malakas naman siya.
That's a different build from what you saw earlier. He went
Parehas naman sila malakas na Yahweh. Kahit sino naman maglaro sa kanila, eh. Magkaiba lang siguro yung playstyle tsaka komportable sa mga kakampi. Tingin ko, ganun ah.
Went in MPL Indo and MPL Philippines to a pick that we
Malakas si Sanford. Malakas naman talaga si Sanford, guys. Dati pa. Kahit na nasa next play pa lang siya. Kaso konti lang laro niya na nasa next play siya. Pero yan yung ngayon, ang dami niyang laro. Wala siyang kapalitan. Siyempre malakas yan. Nakapractice siya ng ano yun. Nakapractice eh. Masarap talaga kapag wala kapalitan, guys.
The Minotaur was the game changer. This time around, I don't think the Minotaur was the game changer. More like just a supportive kind of roamer, right? Because it was Sanford really going in, diving on Warlord most of the time.
I think he's a big equation here and how Benecutie was able to do so well. When he's escorted, there's no real way right here for anyone from Homeboys to really get past the
Ako live di Facebook dan YouTube, guys.
He's immune from crowd control. It's the Nolan. It's almost like Echo understood this, and that's why they went for this draft. They know that
Wow, balik Indo, guys.
to really shut this Nolan down, provided that you have the right tools. He is gonna be the guy with
Masih bisa ngomong Indo ga? Masih bisa tapi sedikit.
The carry is still held by Sanji, man.
Udah ba banyak kata-kata ako udah lupa, guys.
So often. It's just so different. Usually we see the Faramis with the Clock of Destiny, and they already usually top the damage charts. Now with a even earlier spike, I think the numbers are kind of insane.
Sino panalo kanina sa Brent tsaka RSG? Ano, Brent 2-0.
On how mid laners now
Binugbog nila yung RSG, guys. Dalawang game.
title happen here, of course, for Sanji. And man, what a performance indeed from Echo. It seems like the performance or the way that they play the group
Trial ibus ya, ga. Ako ga trial, guys.
In this match. So,
0-2 kaya to. Sana nga 0-2. Ay, at sana nga 2-0 na agad. Para ano, si Houston versus Ohio na agad.
Exactly.
I think
Intensity.
that can be
I hope score is 2-0, guys. So,
in the group stage compared
we can watch
that we are seeing in game number 1.
si Houston versus Ohio Brother Pastor, guys.
The more passive style of Echo that we've kind of come accustomed to in MPL Philippines Season 12 to back again to the start of MPL Philippines Season 12 in the regular season. The aggressive Echo Express House of Highlights Echo that me personally,
All for.
I love that kind of Echo. Right? This has been their style. That's the style that got them
What
all the way.
pre means, Glar? Pre means,
Agree.
like brother.
This is
Like that.
where
Like bro.
is to be
Bro,
very
bong like bong.
What
That,
do they
but
need here?
talking with
Glaring
a man.
adjustment that they need in the second game.
If you are talking like man to man like that, you can say pre.
Just doubling down.
Pre like a bro.
Right? At this point, it's gonna be crazy if we see them suddenly go for a super late game comp. I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think they're gonna double down. But what's important is to know how the fight is gonna play out all the way from the drafting phase. And if it really doesn't work out, I don't think they can force it. I feel like they have shown that they can do that spread approach, right, all across the map. And
Don't
maybe
say bad words, bro.
a better chance against Echo. Even then,
Can you
still think
speak
there's just so many factors
Cannot you
that
speaking
cannot be
Indonesia? I can speak
guaranteed.
Indonesia, but little.
Ladies and gentlemen, and before we go on towards the second
Puta, dudugo na ilong ko dito, guys. Patulong, guys.
Esports here to get the breaking news. It's so easy, and you get
Dudugo na
the
ilong ko
chance
dito,
to
guys.
get 4,000 diamonds. Scan the QR code below. Arashi, not Hoshi anymore, but he has Arashi.
Kaya kaya ng Echo 2-0. Sana nga, guys, 2-0.
Line up 4,000 diamonds.
It's just Arashi now, and it's just One Esports as well. You guys can get it so easily. And hey, while you're doing that, join the One Esports community as well. If you guys are looking for more ways to win an MLBB, especially if you want to win MLBB Diamonds, check out the One Esports community. Why? Why, Miracle? Because, listen, the community is not just a random community, it's a community that's a hub.
Tagal, guys,
Fun activities like quizzes, pick'ems that you guys can do as well. For MPLI, share it with us.
Help me, guys.
We're able to get
I need to speak English,
all the way to the
but I cannot speak English
Also, if you
fluently, guys.
If you guys want to show your skills, your mechanical prowess,
Diba, cha, yan pa kay Tagalog sa mga English doon. Gala. Simuha niya.
Exactly. Check it out. Be interactive. Be more involved in that community. And of course, check out this app as well. One Esports app if you want to seek news, seek
Laro balik kay Indo jadi
This is
YouTube.
your
Ber
one-stop
influencer
destination.
aja,
Breaking news and, of
pasti
course,
sukses.
exclusive interviews with the
Ah.
athletes that
Ako
is
mau
really
ini
in
main,
demand.
guys.
So again, please check it out.
Ako pengen main dulu.
It is very free. It is free now. Only exclusive on the Google Play and Samsung Galaxy stores now. Check it out.
do as he says, man. He's a very aggressive man.
I am passionate.
Passionate. That's a great word. I think that shows.
Oh, MG ka na.
done as well
Secret,
for
guys.
man. Like Nico mentioned, the intensity
But
is
no.
just different. In group stages, you know, maybe there's a bit of chill.
Ang kulit mo, yun na pings-pings, basher ka talaga.
But now,
They were excellent. Again, a very, very
Bowser line on,
brilliant
Fifi.
performance, brilliant display. You can see here.
Don't say bad word, guys.
On your screen is he's a leader.
Coach Tic Tac.
Most definitely
We saw
so.
the mutual respect between the two coaches here, Coach Tic Tac and also the analyst for Homeboy's antagonist. His name isn't really too friendly, you know, as an antagonist, but we did see that both of them have mutual respect. Antagonist said that Coach Tic Tac is one of the best coaches in MPLI, if not
Coach
the best
Tic Tac.
coach. And he has a lot of respect to him, and Coach Tic Tac was actually
Coach
on
TikTok.
stage. You can see that he was really happy to hear that. He
Ano
was
may nason?
Is he hearing?
Seryoso ba? May nasa onsing na.
Blushing. I didn't really
Baka
see the
joke-joke mo
blush.
lang yan.
But maybe deep inside.
Ayun o, baka
he
joke-joke
did
mo lang.
say, you know what? Thank you so much. Good luck as well.
Oh, yeah.
Two antagonists. So it's great to see that these two regions, even though right now they're on the brink of knocking Homeboys down to the lower brackets, they still have that sportsmanship. The competitive.
Say something, Kamer. I only know Achoy Mai.
Coach Tic Tac is the one bringing this
And
refreshing style.
Apong ko daw.
Very refreshing, but here's
And
the
Bowser
fun
line
fact.
on.
This is an unnecessary
Only
fun
3.
Very
fact.
minty style.
Only 3 words, guys.
Minty style.
It's a bit on the nose, Mirko, but yes. Fun fact, Connie.
Fun facts. You
Masi
can't
bisa,
tell
bahasa
that's
Indonesia,
gone
masi,
on.
guys.
Yes, let's jump into the drafting phase.
Ay na, drafting
See
phase
the
na,
draft
guys.
For game 2.
You can't spell antagonist without Gani.
You're not wrong, but
They're not. Well, technically, Gani is spelled with an
With a
E in the
yeah.
end. So you,
antagonist. He's
if
French.
it's just Gani,
He's French.
right? Like no E, then
Yeah.
I can see that.
You know what? Off context, but I was thinking about
Angela
changing
Navarre
my
Joy.
Just
Ooh.
gone.
Just gone.
He's gone.
Oh, eh,
Well,
ko
then
change.
you can actually make that joke. You
Change
can't
side,
spell
guys.
antagonist without
They want
gone.
first pick.
Wow.
I'll give you that one.
But once you change shifts, we're like, oh, Gonnie's gone. He's gone. Going back to the drafting phase, though, let's see the adjustments right here. For Homeboys, Matilda, Valentina, no focus this time. They're sick of that Fredwin. When it comes to a messy fight, a long drawn-out fight, the crowd control, the damage, and the regeneration, the guy that's best at doing it all is going to be the
Valentina
Fredwin.
lah.
It gets taken away, but that the fairness is still very
Valentina.
much prioritized by Coach Tic Tac.
Bruno.
Okay, let's see the response here, right, Echo? They will definitely give the Fermis a go again. It's
Still have
just-
Backshot,
and
Martis.
Hero that would be the carry.
So many
in
hero open,
that
guys.
game also was just
1-1.
insane. Now, Homeboys here, will they steal a hero or two
I think
from
no, low
Echo's
chance. I
group?
think low chance 1-1, guys.
Let's see if Homeboys want to actually try to adapt or maybe stick to the game plan that they had
Bruno.
earlier. It's still going to be the Bruno.
Baksha.
And they'll lock in the Baksha as well early on for Mr. Chibi in the jungle.
This is dangerous, right? Because sure, Homeboys have the last pick, but the carry
Martis.
can be picked up
I
again.
think
here.
RTC can play
It's-
Martis, guys.
It's too early
Wow, Akai.
to pick up a
They
carry.
prefer to pick Akai
But now they
than
will
Martis.
secure an Akai.
Suffers.
Hello, Panda.
The spirit blooms.
And with that, the Benedetta that was just
Benedetta.
so damaging, the MVP for game number 1, probably in the hands of Sanford yet again. The Baksha though does save a bit of trouble dealing with the healing, dealing with the Netherrealm. And with a Lilia that has been used as a counter right here, the spammable dark energies to try and destroy the people. Clumping together.
Echo first 3 picks. So good, guys. 2-0.
Heavy spin. It might be
Ay, facecam daw natin, facecam. Sorry na.
round the composition out as the Biggie gets banned away by Echo.
I really like the adjustment that Homeboys made here with the Lilia pick. Now, earlier, compared to last game where it was banned out in the second phase. Shout out to LaFell, got this information from him, but Homeboys, they really love playing in the river. I mean, for LaFell even gave me like a nickname, kind of a, I don't know what it's called, but for LaFell, calls Homeboys the king of the river. Because that's how they win their games. They control the river. It's the RC, not the NC. Not the neutral objective control, but the river control. The fact that they are able to set up so
Mewtwo.
early gets them such a big advantage. And how do you set up early? You gotta get mid control. You need to win in this mid lane matchup. And Lilia definitely facilitates that a bit better compared to the pick they went in game number 1.
However,
Pick
here, I
Chuga,
can
see?
see what you mean, but however, I
Big
really
Joe,
like the
Zorn.
two picks, Akai and Benedetta. Why? With Benedetta, it forces you back. But with the Akai, it somehow forces you to bring a Purify with the Lilia and the Bruno.
Yeah.
So now they're asking a big question. Hey, Lilia, Bruno, which spell are you going for? Either way, I
Oh,
have an answer.
Joe,
Let's
guys.
Yeah, if you
Comfort
bring a Purify,
hero,
my
Zorn,
Benedetta
guys.
will definitely shred you. If you bring a Flicker, my heavy spin will be that effective.
It's a signature pick for Zorn.
Carry
It's the
again,
choke
carry
down,
again.
But against an Akai,
Carry
Aramis,
and-
man, and even a Benedetta
Kurang roam,
built
kan?
in
Kurang
eye
roam.
for an eye, anti-CC that can actually counter the Cho.
Still have
Like,
Matilda. Ay,
the
no,
only
no
route
Matilda,
for
guys.
Homeboys right now is comfort. They want to get everyone on their team comfort picks. And
Grak?
funnily enough, that's also the
What hero,
allocation
yeah?
made by Echo after the loss against Bigatron Alpha. They never
Ruby?
they're never forcing random picks that they're not good at anymore. Now they're gonna go for full comfort, and that's the issue.
I think Carry so good
against the Cho.
hero,
Very
guys.
risky, but with this cover, makes sense.
Oh,
Back,
siya.
it's a tough game for Cho. Even if he goes, yeah, exactly. The Faramis almost always goes for the Purify as well. So, really, the targets are very limited.
Grabe naman kayo kay JP, guys. Panalo nga sila game 1.
Really punish the Cho aggression.
Grabe naman kayo mambash, guys.
That Homeboys can try and get value is by punishing the Purifies. Yes.
Enak banget, main lapo.
Has that damage that can't really be dealt with a Purify. Let's see if it plays out though. He's
Lap-
up against a
Lapo
tough
in
matchup,
this
and
game,
later
so
on,
good,
a
guys.
tough composition to try and make maneuvers in against an Akai and a Ruby. That's a lot of spammable crowd control.
A very understandable pick as well, right? Lapu Lapu has that immunity in his kit that
You
can
still want
be
to play in the
utilized
Frozen? Of
through
course,
the back
I want
lines,
to
but
play in Frozen
I
again.
am not convinced that it will be enough because this Cho is
Kahit
not
na makanan Indo,
a
guys.
Cho game. Prove me wrong, Zorn. Prove me wrong, but you need to deal with Ruby and his skills. You need to deal with Paramis and the Nether Realm that can miscalculate you. So, let's see.
And to add on to that, right, you pick a Cho against a team that went for Cho as their M4 skin. Shout out to Yaoi. If he's
Shout
watching
out.
this, the Zorn is trying to make a statement with this pick.
All right, let's see how this plays
Ah,
out.
mas
And the
guys.
early game, as always, is critical, but we're jumping straight into it. Gani,
Land of Dawn, here we go. Echo, match point. One more game in advancing to the next stage of the upper brackets. The only Malaysian rep. What will they bring to the table?
Knowing Zorn, I thought he would bring the Echo skin to the table. Honestly, I personally wanted to see it.
Parang
Right?
silang
It would be
bilis
funny
mag-farm, oh.
using the Echo Cho skin against Echo, but here, so far, he went for the KOF skin. It's a very good skin.
It is, right? Here, nothing too fancy rotation-wise, and it seems like they will just play this out slow. But no, Zorn steps into the gas, and he's quite low.
Oh, he missed time to Chun Poo, and now gets punished a bit for it. JP about to hit level 2. Gets a good stun hit, and Zorn might be forced to recall as early as the first minute of the game.
pressure in the early game is definitely still favoring Echo right here. And that's dangerous because Chibi on the box here, he's strong, but he will still require backup if he wants to invade, if he wants to really shut down the opposing side's jungler. And it's not an assassin this time, it is an Akai. Take a look at the items. Wilderness Blessing for both Warlord and Zorn, wanting to roam around. But everyone else goes for the firmness, goes for the defensive of blood. Just trying to get some more tankiness right here. And Ryzel going all in, of course, on the damage. We'll see if he can actually do his very signature, just aggressive all-in playstyle.
A very
Ay,
aggressive.
baba ko na
and
yung face
also
cam ko.
to
Oo nga.
note that
Putik
Echo
na yan.
in
Hindi
their
ko na
position
napansin,
has
guys.
A lot of enablers, a lot of
Putok
engagement
na ata ako,
that
guys.
they can utilize. You can use Sanford and the Petrify. Carl easy as well. Carl easy now. Caught now.
Some good poke. It actually forces out a heavy spin, and this will give
Napakusa ako sa panonood, guys.
significant
Sorry,
advantage
guys.
coming into the first turtle. Karltizi still wants to fight for it though. Zorn already positioning himself over.
Retri by Karltizi.
Out and he
Retri. Ah.
Karltizi zoned away. That's a turtle secured by Chibi. As another
Nice
round comes
ulti.
down from Sanji defensively.
Mati
Sanji
Sanford.
still able to dash. One more time
Shit.
into the back. The Shadow Stampede brings Chibi and Sapat back to JP, but there's no follow-up damage. Meanwhile, Sapat finds
Sanji.
Sanford in the bush. Barely. Sanford still gets out. Wow.
No casualty from the fight, though the Newt will be secured by Homeboys. And Echo now, they need some compensation here. They need more cross-map plays perhaps, but Zorn is there already with the recalls as well. Again, Echo here, they have a lot of engaged tools. So let's see here. They have JP, they have Sanford, though with no Petrify, he will definitely tone his game down a bit.
Homeboys trying to get a bit more aggression, especially in the river. According with their name, with their reputation, they're looking from Lapel, but now 1v1 won't amount too much. But Homeboys is definitely working against the clock. They don't want to deal with a late game Faramis and a late game Uxia.
As a dash, they know Sapat has already used the
Kaya
famous
kill,
slider.
guys.
A bit of a miscommunication there, but Zorn gets a good way the dragon. Sanji
They
pops that
Zorn
purify
want to push
instantly.
Purify.
Zorn with a little cheeky little emo there. Pops it in.
It's an all-even game here again. Going Homeboys, JP looking for an angle perhaps, but is Echo, what is their play here? Do they have enough firepower in the early game to really contest a 5v5 round?
Sa 2-0 na guys, para tapos na agad.
Like a bit of damage.
Si Yusun Burst, ano na, Ohio.
He needs some items. Because unlike previously, right? The Akai has some damage, but it's not nearly as effective or as meta as the Fredrin. So without that, and without extra damage from the Roller as well, the Ruby has spammable skills, but not a lot of damage. I think if they want to go into a fight too early, it might be damaging for them instead, because by default, Warlord has so much more spammable damage. It will swing the tides in their favor.
Okay, 4 minutes in now, and the turtle has spawned. Baksha and Kai, they're already in the vicinity, but Homeboys now looking for a perhaps a setup here.
Ganda yung zone ni Sipat to. Sipat na yung zone.
GB doing some damage as well. Sanford trying to look for Warlord in the back, but Zorn is still trying to cover for him. That's a 9 for
Warlord's Matic, nice.
Falls to Sanford. What an assassin in the back, but now we'll get traded back in as Homeboys secure the second turtle of the game. Echo are zoned away from the Newt.
1,000 gold already here. Established for Homeboys, and Echo, they're actually behind. Homeboys, they need to keep this proactive plays, and if you take a look at top side, actually, yeah, Benny here on this Iksha will not be able to play as aggressive as Rizal.
Zorn goes in, a good stop by Benny there with a second skill as JP rotates over. I'm offended, finds it. Zorn taken low, still able to evade for now with a full barrage. Goes in with a flicker as well.
Nice.
Good play by Benny Cutie to get a trade off of that turret.
You have the flicker, I have the
But
flicker.
Homeboys get
and
them up,
Zorn there
guys.
miscalculates
And
the
objective
sequence.
pressure.
And let's check the items here. Nothing to fancy
Bruno,
before
doon sakit
sure
banget.
here. Benedetta here, Fury Hammer in his hand.
Can
JP
kill.
with the zone round Wolf King now Sanford.
Nice,
with the
nice.
blow to the back, finds Warlord again. And now Supan even getting brought back to the team, but it's only just a
What's
kill.
Blar favorite anime?
For Echo, and Sanford
Code
holding
Geass
two.
guys, and Attack on Titan.
Maybe they regret not banning the Benedetta out, but then again, Echo picked it up in the first phase, so a very smart pick there from Echo to secure it first, and you can see the impact that Sanford brings to the table.
I think you expect nothing less from Sanford himself. But now with the Cho, they're spending so much time trying to take him out. There's a lot of attention taken away, but now Zorn. Ooh, dodge woman.
This is both the Chun-Poo there, but he is able to find the way the Dragon connects over to the back line. JP was stunned up, still able to run away for now, but Razel is just chasing him down. Carl Tizi forced to pop the heavy spin, and even the Nether Realm.
Homeboys lead, guys.
Sanji.
Saan lamang na yung Homeboys, oh.
Of these ultimates
Taba na
being
ng Bruno.
out. Homeboys
Tatagalog na nga lang ako,
have
guys.
the
Ang hirap mag-English.
This time the third turtle of the game, and GB has found all of the turtles so far. The third one should be going to Homeboys for free. Paltizi has no heavy spin, and in the mid lane as well, they don't even have that mid pressure to control it. Homeboys.
Kailangan makahuli si JP ng malupit.
Game number 2.
That was a perfect example of how you want to re-engage Echo, right? Zorn here again.
Nang kukuha lang si Zorn eh.
Yeah, very annoying. A purple buff invasion.
Paltizi was still able to find it with that retribution as Homeboys are forced back away from the
Hindi na mahuli tong Bruno. Uy, ano nangyari? What happened, guys?
Shield Unity threatening a dive, but with no minion wave in the mid lane, they'll have to opt out of that position.
And Echo now just struggling because of the pressure that Soren is exerting. He's always trying to make plays happen on the opposite side of what his team is contesting, using the Cho as a bit more of a nuisance, right? Recalls, Chun pose, but he has shields, he has mobility, and you can't really catch up to him. This is what he's abusing right now to waste the time of Echo, and as a result, you're seeing that every time there's a neutral objective, the setup just ain't as clean.
That's a bravest fight.
Ati Sanji, no purify. 2 seconds purify ni Sanji.
Now does
Ay, shot down.
damage, a lot of damage onto the back, but it's not
Nangyari sa kanila, naglalag sila guys.
Seeing that every time there's a neutral objective,
Ulitin na lang natin guys.
That's a
2
bravest
times
fighter,
to.
2-man stun by Subot. Amazing. Subot gets a good with the dragon on the JP. Now connecting Sanford now does amazing damage. A lot of
Patay
damage on
si
the
Carl.
back, but it's not
Patay
even
din si Carl.
Subot running away now. Zorn getting out with Warlord. The shoot, Benny gets a massive full barrage, but Homeboy just walked out of it. All 3
Naglalag. Naglalag guys. Out naman oh, naglalag oh.
And taken out, and
Hold up.
Homeboys, they might look for more here, a little bit greedy, but they will
Sa kanila ata na guys.
disengage. A very
Sa
good
internet
setup
to ba?
there, started by none other than Sabat and Zorn.
I think
Yawi or Zorn?
cancelled right there.
For
Seems
me
like
Yawi.
He's gonna pick up the kill on Zorn, make it a bit more
Si
costly.
Yawi
for
pinakamalupit
Homeboys.
mag-chew eh.
But he got stopped by like a spell just thrown out before
Naglalag,
the
guys.
retreat. Look at the gold difference right here. It's the gold lane where the attention has been put. See,
Ano nga natin, back natin kahit konti lang,
where the
para
attention
hindi
has been
mag-lag.
put. See, 2K gold lead for Rizal. He's definitely having a lot more impact right here. But Benny, despite being having 2 kills, still behind, but still having a very real impact. If this goes on in the late game, there's no real way for Homeboys to really shut him down just yet. He's been able to get this full charge, full barrage again and again.
Homeboys, they are controlling this game in the second game of the series, ladies and gentlemen, and they want more.
Don't run Wolf King. Carl Teasy now bringing Sapot all the way back, but he finds the bravest fighter. Not in time. It's canceled out. Now he can go for it again. Jumps into the back. Another
Unat
round
mong
to defend.
lapu-lapu.
Meanwhile, the Boxia was able to steal
Wala
away.
pa,
and
may
secure the
lapu-lapu.
Lord
Sobrang
Grabber.
sarap
Now
maglapu-lapu
it's
dito,
barrage
ah.
onto Homeboys. But they just soak it in. Zorn is recalling in the face of a full barrage. Now
Patay
Sapot
yung lapu-lapu.
into
Ay,
the
hindi
Wolf King.
napagpasok
Another
pa.
down stampede. Homeboys, my goodness. Win in the battle of attrition in a long, drawn-out team fight. Homeboys got the Lord and the kill.
Homeboys utilizing
Ganda
their
ng
third
airline ng
pick
Homeboys.
to its utmost potential.
Napahirapan nila yung
Amelia
mid.
again comes into clutch, and with this Lord, with Echo now just barely regrouping, Homeboys can definitely get more structure.
Man, I think they require a bit more damage right here. I don't think the goal difference is that big. They can't really out-damage Homeboys at all. But seeing that Benny Cutie got a full
Nalere ko lang
channel,
sila, oh.
didn't take a single person down. And in fact, Homeboy is just ignoring it, just standing inside the full barrage. It's not a good sign. Even if he can survive with the nether wall,
Ah, sinigal-rigal guys.
with Homeboys, it will be for nothing. They're still holding on right now.
Wala pang finals, prediction na agad.
See here, all 10 spells on the board for both teams. Full offense power and also full defense power here with an additional Lord for Homeboys, let's see.
Sanji jumps in, brings Zorn back, but he's able to just jump out with the G-Team Doe. Homeboys with the Cho pick that we touted there against an Akai, against so much disengage and pick. He's able to make it work, shows you that comfort gets you a whole of a long way.
Nalere ko lang sila ni Sun.
On the Akai. Not bad, but it's not the same kind of impact. He loses his orange buff right here. This is the problem. It's supposed to actually facilitate the neutral objective take, but Echo, it's almost like they want
Hati-hati sila sa gold, no? Nalugi sila sa resources, guys. Nakapag-farm lahat ng Bruno. Nakukuha nila lahat ng farm.
Man, it's not, it doesn't function the same way.
May 8k gold din.
Zorn will have a tough time in this game, but man,
Mahuli
this
lang malupit
guy
si
has
Daddy
proved me
JP.
wrong, and I want more. Please prove me wrong again by sending this game.
Papitas lang nila lapo kaya
Let's see
mali
here,
kaso
Homeboys
may
already a
kapitasin
very
niya.
healthy lead again, 8,000 gold.
Yung
They
Chu na
are
lang,
just
Chu.
screening, waiting, potentially in 30.
Giboy o Zorn sa TP. Siyempre naman si Zorn. Best TP player yan.
Echo looking for plays, but it seems
Laging
like
nag-TP yan. Kahit sa ang anggulo.
okay, they will not.
Manalo o matalo, TP pa rin.
They're just trying to slow the game tempo down way down. His homeboys have the lead.
Pero panis siya kay Sans sa TP yan. Panis yun kay Sans. Kay Sans ano eh, hanggang matapos yung laro eh.
From the side of Echo, especially Benny Cutie and Stanford, the two pillars to get them out of a sticky situation in these team fights.
I think the issue right here in the team fights is that the homeboys will send
Who is
one
the
guy,
best two for
usually
you?
Chibi or Sapat or Zoro.
For me, I
And
think
then once he's
Yawi.
low, he comes back, and there's no way for Echo to make sure he stays and gets taken out. And they don't have enough damage to melt a single person down, like the carry. Now Sanford tries his best to find some vision, but homeboys, they have full control here.
Carl Teasy with a headbutt. Warlord
Opo lang first kill si Carl.
pop in the black shoes. Meanwhile,
Ano,
Sapat zoned
ulti
him
guard.
out.
Ito,
Jordan
yung
looking for
sakit,
the play
yung
now.
sakit ng
Opposite with the
Bruno.
dragon gets Sanji.
Sorry,
Warlord's
bro,
right there to
replace
follow it up.
Sanji.
Sanji's still
Patay ni
able to
Sanji.
maneuver
Good
around.
night.
Rizzo picks up the Lord right now as Sanji falls in the back. Has the passive to
Want
get back
to
up in 5
all
seconds.
one ah.
But Carl Teasy will be taken down as well. And now homeboys are going for the base turrets.
Great positioning by Zorn, great timing as well as they look and move onwards.
Electro final blow. Chibi brought back way into the base turrets of Echo. Takes him down. At
Wala.
HP bar to
Hindi
half
nakasit
HP,
si
but
Daddy
he's still
JP
able
ah.
to maneuver out with the Poissons.
Unfortunately, the ammo bandit wasn't available for JP. It could have been a great pickoff. But let's take a look at the player's gold. Rizzo just all the way up there. Second is Warlord. It's facilitating the clear again and again. Benny isn't too far behind, but in the gold lane matchup, dude, what is this, like a 3K gold lead more or less? That is massive.
Is massive, and this potentially might be the final push here. Homeboys, can they close the gap?
Oh my god!
Ooh.
Sanji just
GG
disappeared.
guys.
The one
All one, all one, all one.
Rizzo, but the combo in the back as well. It's gonna be Rizzo.
Kitang-kita na, all one, guys. Nice try ko.
Game number 2.
Ah, nag-all one pa, guys.
Homeboys, they were
Pero gusto ko katamad yung ano eh, homeboys eh.
Their
Sabi nila gusto nila katapat eh.
That is Echo in this match and force this series on towards a game 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole Malaysia stand up. And my goodness, this is going to be the first game 3 in the playoffs.
Gusto ko rin magtapat yung ano guys eh. Gusto ko manalo Echo pero gusto ko magtapat yung homeboys pati yung Bren.
First match of the day, RSGPH and AP Bren as well, but we have been given other outcomes. A 2-0 start, but nonetheless, it's 1-1 now. We'll get to see back in a best of 1.
Ang ganda ano yung pagtapatan yung homeboys pati yung Bren eh.
Mentality to take all 3 of the games here.
Best of 1 where it's a speed race. Let's see who come out on top as the speed.
Yabang ng Chibi at titingnan yung mga Echo players ah.
Right here, because there's a lot of things happening right there. Echo looked so
Ang yabang ah.
and I can't help but feel like the Ixia pick.
Yung maganda sa international tournament eh, yung kalaban mo ibang bansa, tapos sa trash talkin mo.
Kind of AoE, that kind of big team fight. The lane, maybe they wanted a strong laner against Bruno, but he wasn't facilitating.
Masarap man trash talk syempre pag panalo.
Well, I felt like in those fights,
Pag Bren versus homeboys yun, magandang tapatan guys.
they would have done better instead.
Yeah, I think they were low-key, they miscalculated the damage here, right? Warlord, again, a very great pick there. Lilia, third pick, and the response, unfortunately, didn't really fit the system for Echo. The Akai and the Ixia. The Akai was practically a non-factor in that game. The heavy spins were popped prematurely, forced by homeboys as well, which, of course, will not be able to contest the neutral.
Ako talo kahit bugbog kayo. Ako kahit talo bugbog kayo sa trash talk. Grabe nga yan, Bay. Ikaw ang pinakamalupit.
For me personally, it has to be the Ruby pick that just really we didn't really see the impact of the.
Gapake, karna ako live stream juga di Facebook guys.
There's gonna be a lot of short range heroes that can be targeted down by the Ruby. A lot of moments could happen for the Ruby, but it just simply did not that, right? Maybe it's just because the Ruby got poked down.
Hopefully next season can see you playing again. Amen. I also hope, guys.
Again. Remember, in game number 1, Echo respected that Lilia and that mid control to give homeboys a hard time in the river. Remember, they're known as the king of the river
MVP
in
Rizel.
Malaysia. And I think in this game, that's what they showed.
Well,
They
GG, guys.
controlled the river in every single neutral objective
Ay, nandun
battle,
sila
getting
game
there
2,
first
pinahirapan
means
sila
that you have
game 2.
better setup.
Sana ano na.
Very well-deserved MVP as well here. Arashi Mirko 402 for Rizel, the Indo import here. Maleficor, Wood of Nature, Berserker has
Napaka-barbaric, guys, Seyat.
Bruno.
Si Muga Kalian, Seyat Yuga, guys. Seyat sa Luya, guys.
And that is just such an impactful marksman.
I mean, we
What
were
team do
saying
you
that with so
predict
many
will
front
win?
liners, so much crowd control thrown around.
I want to win Echo,
Whoever
but
comes out on top in the goal,
I want
I believe we said this.
uh,
Whoever comes out on top in
to
the goal
see
decides
Brand
the
versus
outcome of the
Homeboys
team
matchup,
fights. And I
guys.
think that is exactly what's going on. In game number 1, Rizel was the one shut down. Benny was just shredding everyone out of it. But in game number 2, it's the opposite, right? They can stand in the full duration of the full barrage. And even Soren
Tagal
has
laban
time to
agad, ah.
recall, throwing his dominance. And Rizel is
Maganda
the
pa
one
no.
that's knocking everyone out.
Exciting match, Siusun versus
Like I said,
Ohio
they can
Brothers.
split on whether on
Next
one of
game,
the
guys.
goals and commit for the objective or for the fight. And Soren was just taking away so much time that the farming
Lalo naman sa trash talk, lol PC pala nag-aaya na ng boxing sa akin. Huwag mo naman i-reveal, best.
as
I-reveal mo naman yung mga ganyang move natin eh.
For the side of Echo, and
Pati kampe, tina-trash talk na.
the theme of game 1 and
Hindi ako trash talker, guys. Huwag niyo masabihan trash talker.
coordinations, reinforcements, right? Game 1, Echo, they were moving
Nanta-trash talk lang tayo sa mga mayayabang, guys. Nanta-trash talk lang tayo sa mga mayayabang tsaka sa mga paltos. Hindi lang tayo nanta-trash talk sa mga ano eh.
always in check and
Tropa-tropa
always
lang
on
eh.
point,
Nata-trash talk tayo sa mga
again,
mayayabang.
manages to dismantle the
Yung puro yabang muna bago ano no,
rotations
laro.
from the side
Ay,
of
masarap trash
Echo.
talk eh.
Now let's see the highlights here to see that again and reminisce what happened in game 2.
so that was one of the bigger plays there, the flicker in the middle of the full barrage. But again, it's only for
Ang dami ko nang ginano nung M3 eh.
They're
Nung
diving coverage
laban
right
namin
now,
ng
but
M3
there's
International Tournament,
no
ang dami ko nang tinash, ang dami ko trinash talk eh. Ang mayayabang eh. Pero di ka babanggitin kung anong team.
But considering how they were diving that, how messy they went in there, they should really get punished more. But look at this. Sapat, Chibi, you're just moving up with like 200 HP, and they're not concerned at all of being taken away.
Kasi nagpapabuhat lang tayo sa kampi natin, guys. Ano lang tayo role natin doon, taga-trash talk lang. Taga-trash talk lang yung role natin,
You're
guys.
gonna play a messy team fight. Lilia and Bruno, that's a deadly combination. The Worldie and the Angry Brooms just completely destroyed, and even in the crowd control department. Now that Homeboys have more to play around with, that last fight, Sanji did not get to use the Nether Realm. That's how crazy, how aggressive.
Sorry, nag-auto-correct.
And you're seeing Echo.
Wait, masayab.
With all that pressure.
Tara kaya, lol kaya, one game lang. After na itong laban ng Echo versus ano.
The series will not go down without a fight, and boy, are we in for a treat. It's 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. In case you missed it, it was Echo getting the first point, but in the second game, it was actually Homeboys who manages to find the equalizer.
Aminin nyo
Now,
naman sa amin, sa aminin nyo talaga na humina Echo nung nawala si Yawi. Kasi kung si Yawi, may respect man hero talaga Yawi. Madami na open na hero para sa kasama ni Yawi. Hindi matakot ibang team kay JP sa totoo lang. Grabe ka naman, super analyst ka naman talaga no, boss. Ikaw ang tunay na super analyst.
Oh, well, 2 items down from a full inventory slot for Benny Cutie.
Pwede ka ng ano coach, pwede ka ng coach sa
And
MPL,
when you're
Lods.
an Ixian, I mean, Mirko can shed some more light on the gold lane matchup after this, but it just feels like in a full-on
UAPM mo, Seb.
fight, maybe in a short burst, the full barrage is fancy. You have a lot more crowd control to output as well, but in a full-on just fist fight.
Sana mabulit tandem yun ni Kyrie Idol yung Conic PH natin na season 8. Sana nga pero sobrang labo na lang guys.
And they're just deadly. The longer
Pero nakakamiss yun guys. Pero sana. Pero okay na yun. Masaya na tayo sa mga ano guys. Masaya na tayo sa mga syempre narating na iba nating mga ka-team.
Requirement here going up against a composition like this. And for Sanford,
Sobrang solid doon pag nabalik kami guys. Pero kung di man okay rin. Masaya pa rin ako guys.
Shows again that it's not about Sanford carried game number 1. It's a team effort. And when one
Grabe ngayon mga pares kayo nagtatrash talk na. Don't trash talk guys.
Both even Sanji as well not having a fun game even though those two
Gimana kabar kamu baik guys.
And again it's shown on the structures. There are 0 structures for Echo. zero neutral objectives from the Turtle, from the Lord as well.
Wala sila nakuha turtle guys. Wala rin ako
Game number 1
1
and game number 2, the main similarity is it's dominant, right? Game number 1 was a dominant showing, a statement from Echo.
Hindi
10
gulpi sila ng
minutes.
game to
Then
guys
game number 2, Homeboys claps back with another dominant win, though not as short of a duration compared to game number 1, but arguably even more dominant. Didn't give a single
Maganda ata carry dun
of a single turret. Not even a hit to the turret.
Mahirap
We're talking about turrets,
ano,
zero
siya.
damage to turrets here. So basically shows you that into game number 3.
Hindi yata solid yung last 2 picks ng Echo.
But even mentally, both of these teams have to reset,
Ruby tsaka
have to
Xia.
get back to that form. Echo need to channel in that game 1 Echo. And for Homeboys, stay with this game 2 Homeboys.
Mas malabo sa tinta mas malabo pa sa tinta ng pusit na mayari yan na mabulit ulit play season 8. Oo, si malabo pa sa malabo.
And look at that, 100% teamfight participation, and I dare say,
That's why he's the
Ano masasabi mo, Dlar, mukhang balik lol lang B-Wise? Tingin ko naglalaro-laro lang sila, pero hindi ko alam kung gusto nila magbalik lol. Malalakas naman sila eh. Tsaka nag-champion naman sila ng ML eh. Pag-champion na sila international, MPL Philippines guys. Kaya okay lang yun, kung saan sila masaya. Okay lang yun guys, supportahan natin kung saan sila masaya. Kung saan nila gusto guys.
Huddled together teamfight playstyle.
Tsaka mga ano yun, mga dati ko na nakakasama yun guys. Mga dati kong katim, naging katim ko rin yan si Wise sa LoL. Bago kami nag-ML, mga naging katim ko yan sa LoL. Si Wise, si Venus. Yan si Venus, una kong team yan, sila Venus.
In Homeboys, of course, they have the drive, they have the motivation, they have the whole country supporting them. But before we
Hindi kami taga nabuo, sa Malabon kami.
This game 3, let's take it to the host. Rose, Clara.
Pero yung ano guys, yung Marjun de la Cruz guys, nakikita niyo nag-comment, ayun talaga. Idol yan ng buong mundo guys.
Thank you very much to our wonderful casters.
The Midgard yan guys, Midgard kung nag-lolban kayo.
Di sini tutubunin Clara Mongstar, tapi kita nggak cuma berdua aja karena lihat siapa di
Oo.
tengah-tengah kita
Hindi-
ada.
Yung scaling,
Wah,
hindi
dari
naman
Dewa
scaling
United.
lineup nung Echo. Pampalag ngayon sa mga objectives guys.
Kamu bisa
Sadya
dapat
ano na lang sila. Na-earlyan sila, tas ano,
Apa gerakan nih?
nalulugi sila sa teamfight.
Balas dendam sih.
Wow, gimana caranya?
Main di GH tapi.
Okay, wants to get a very revenge but playing in gaming house.
Gaming
You
house.
cannot play
All
here.
right. So, what? You came to support which team?
Homeboys.
Wait. Why Homeboys? Sorry.
Apa karena serumpun atau
Malaysia
karena
rap.
ada apa nih?
Ya karena bahasa Pontianak mirip ya. Malah. Karena ada Raisel juga, ada Warlord.
Because of the friendship of the players and also the languages is almost the
Hmm.
same between
Sinusuporta niya Homeboys guys, naintindihan ko yun, sinusuporta niya daw Homeboys. Kasi nandun daw si Raisel, pati si Warlord.
You've been playing since season 1.
Kanina daw nalulungkot daw siya, malungkot daw sa kanya, masama daw loob niya kasi hindi siya naglalaro sa stage, naglalaro lang daw sa bootcamp nila.
13 and he just became champion. Do you think that his performance is still good, or what do you have to say about Zorn?
Ya
Ang kulit mo,
kalau dilihat
Bes.
sih Sword tetap dengan performa biasanya sih ya. Ya kalau dilihat dari pas dia juara juga udah masuk top perform dia sih.
You see that Thorn is on the top perform, like he plays as usual and he's great. It's like that. Tapi one Malaysian teams, one
ADC si Wise, di ba? Oh, ano yan, jungler yun si Wise.
Kenapa tim Indonesia
Jungler
cuma
yun, tas
satu,
ano,
Tuan rumah
gold
ini?
lane.
Nggak tahu ya, mungkin pada coba roster kali ya. Kayak RRQ kan coba roster, kayak Pos juga nggak tahu sih yang lain. Kalau dari tim kita
Dewa?
pribadi ya,
Dewa kenapa?
Dewa kebanyakan mainin apa ya? Main Magic Chess kayaknya.
Main-main yang
Main
lain
Magic
ya?
Chess.
Oh, jadi kurang ya untuk kalian sendiri. Gimana sih ngelihat sekarang?
Ako translate Indo kay
The Indonesian team is
Tagalog,
luar
guys, kay
biasa,
Philippines.
They try to
Philippine
choose a
language.
roster, and then for the team they play Magic Chess.
Yeah, I understood that. Okay,
Magic
I want to
chess.
ask you, since right now you came to watch MPLI, right? Who do you think will be the champion?
Maybe AP Brand.
Happy Brain.
Happy
Top
Brain.
contender.
Gak tahu, lihat aja ntar.
Lihat aja ntar ya. Dari Happy Brain. Gimana? Oh, what's maybe you can share, kamu bisa nge-share sesuatu nggak sih? Gimana mungkin di group stage ini, kamu melalui perjalanan yang panjang juga dan melihat tim
Pakitranslate naman sa
dari
English, huwag
berbagai
naman sa
region
English.
jadi satu di
Ang hirap-hirap mag-ano eh.
Ya, kalau bisa semua negara sih.
He needs more countries. Tapi bagaimana ngelihat semua tim-tim yang bertanding di MPLI?
Ya pasti ada punya gameplay masing-masing. Jadi ya seru sih ngeliat.
So exciting because their gameplay is so different with each other.
Yes, I agree. Okay, one final question. If you can pick your grand finalist, you already said AP Brand. Who is the other opponent of AP Brand in your grand final?
I think AP Brand and Homeboys.
Oh.
Maybe Brand. Wow. So
Homeboys and AP.
Homeboys gonna stay in the upper bracket. Mereka bakal stay nih di sini. Stay upper bracket.
Harusnya.
Harusnya. Dia ngelihat Homeboys punya kesempatan yang besar. Bros, you're so happy, right?
Very happy. AP Brand and Homeboys, both are my teams.
Ya, tapi kita akan mendengar juga lebih banyak dari Awad, bukan di sini, namun di fan meet-nya Awad. Kalian mau tanya-tanya tentang apapun itu bisa, gimana jadi court laner, gimana jadi pro player yang seperti dia, atau ingin hanya bertegur sapa dan berfoto-foto ria, temui Awad di MPLI. That's right, Awad, tuh.
Gak usah ketemu sih, udah tua soalnya.
Harus ketemu, justru ngeliat langsung Awad Super Supriyadi seperti apa. So, thank you. Izinkan semuanya bertemu denganmu, and I think we have to continue this battle, bro.
Tandaan niyo na.
Yes,
Ni
I
Watt.
agree. I think
Ilang taon na
we
ba
should
si Watt?
get
Mga
onto
nasa,
the
hindi ko
third
alam,
game in
mga
our
nasa
best of
26
three
na
series
ata.
to find out who will be dropping to the lower bracket and who will be meeting AP Brand tomorrow. So I think the casters are now ready. So casters, take it away.
Gero na agad. Ayun na, pumasok na sila. Ayun na, game na.
An entertaining interview with
Game na agad, guys!
Thank you so much, Mpli, Clara, and Rose for that interview. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the caster's desk here to witness game
Hello to all
3.
you.
What's going on? Echo 1-0 HB, and that is Homeboys equalizing in the second game, and we are about to see Homeboys and Echo going all out to stay in the upper brackets. Any expectations here from the drafts, execution? I want to hear first from Mr. Mirko. What do you think?
I think I'm looking at the Echo supporters in the building. I'm seeing more of Echo supporters compared to Homeboy supporter. Heck,
Oh,
I
ang
personally
dami rin
know
nanonood
the
ah.
#1 Echo fan in
Banyak
the
viewers
world.
di
Dubs
venue ah.
in the world. You guys know who it is? Who?
Prediction mo
He's
sa
a
game 3,
streamer.
Lods.
He's also a caster. Every time I watch a stream, he's
Tingin ko
always wearing
Echo
the
eh.
Echo varsity. Whether it's even for the AP Brand versus RSGPH match earlier, he was wearing the Echo varsity.
Give him or her a shout out.
He comes from NA. His main color is purple because he always wears that varsity. He's a dinosaur.
Roar.
T-Rex.
Roar.
We call him Mr. Trex.
Mr. Tarek,
Or,
shout out.
what's his name? Do you remember the name that we called him in M4? Oh my god. What name?
Colin?
Colin.
Colin?
What? Who's
Wait a
Colin?
minute. Just throwing out random guys around the phone book.
Mr. Wagner.
Mr. Wagner. Yes.
All right.
Shout out. But Arashi, now moving on to you. Well, what do you have to say about the third game here in the best of one?
Well, the same way Homeboys were able to actually win by technically getting a bit more damage in, right? And in game 2, they have more damage in the mid game. They also have more damage technically in the jungle as well. With the Baxia having a spammable amount of skills, damaging, I feel like Echo will do the exact same thing. Okay, earlier we were fighting our butts off and we're still unable to actually even get 1 or 2 members every team fight. We need more. And I think they're gonna get more. The question is, how can they weave the composition to accommodate it? Because earlier, I think a big factor is the lack of the Fredrin. The Fredrin is tanky, but it also does damage. Part of why Warlord was having such a hard
Anjay,
time
ada Echo Pants di venue guys ya.
and he couldn't do anything when that happens. So they need
Anjay,
something
promosi.
damage. They can't get it. I
Buset.
don't think they'll go for the Akai. They can't get the Fredrin. They'll
Hey.
go for something that can be just that much more damaging.
This is some some tweaks here, right? Needed here in the draft as well to have a better
Sanford si
execution.
Mangat!
But we can
Ang
see
daming
here
viewers sa
already,
Sanford, ah.
Miracle, a lot of Echo fans
Told
in
you.
the building.
Ang daming fan si Sanford sa India.
He's a Geek Fam fan.
He is a Geek Fam fan. And with that, I also want to mention that, I forgot what I was, okay. Echo, Homeboys, Mirko earlier mentioned before the break that, yeah, the team is one team always dominating the game and winning. Expect
A close
both
one.
teams, yeah, exactly. Expect a
close
close one in the third game
Close game.
here, because both teams will bring their A++ game, if not their S game, in this series, in this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we will jump straight into the draft
Yun, drafting
and
na!
see and witness who will stay in the upper
Angat
bracket and
natin.
who will go down to the lower bracket.
That's the pattern, folks. Usually when game 1 is dominant to Team A, game 2 dominant to Team B, we get a very close 50-minute game number 3. Hopefully we get something close to that. It doesn't really have to be 50 minutes as long as it's action-packed. We know both these teams like to play it fast. And Echo decide, you know what? We've had enough of your Bruno Rizel. We'll pick it up from Mr. Benny QD.
Well, I think it's a bit too idealistic almost to hope for an action-packed game with both these teams and also a 15-minute game. I think it's gonna, you gotta pick one, either or. We'll see what approach they go for with, because now for Echo, they do have the Bruno. And in game 1 they didn't have it, but they supplemented it with a carry. Now it's a bit switched. They take the Bruno, but then they lose the
A
Paramis, and
signature
now
Chibi pick.
they lose the Martin.
Martis! Chib.
Remember what
Ito
he
yung
did
favorite
on
hero
Martis
ni
in the
Chibi,
upstage
guys,
is,
Martis.
I believe that was against
The
Geek
falling
Fam,
stars
or was it
brought
against
us
Blacklist?
Ay, na-operate
Martis
natin.
Mania,
Yan.
yeah. I forgot who it was up against, but it was in the group stages.
Okay.
And now it
Sige,
seems like they're
sige,
going back
sige.
all the way to Comfort and Echo. They'll say, you know what? If you want to play the Martis, we'll keep our distance.
After neto, bes, laro tayo,
You
lol.
don't want to get close, especially now with an Akai.
Kaso, ano na ako mababes? Wala na akong account doon, nakalimutan ko na yung account ko eh.
A pin down tool as well. Echo though, you're right. They have range here with the Novaria
Look at that
and
smirk.
Bruno and Rizel, man. The Inno is confident here, it seems like, from his face. Relax as well.
I
Let's
think
hear what
Homeboys
the
win
Homeboys
this
goes
game.
out before we enter the second phase.
A bit concerned about the
Martishiro, Adala, Chibi, Glaria.
in particular.
I really know Chibi. So good using Martis.
Well.
Comfort versus comfort.
Strung along by Soren yet again. Unless they find a way to punish him, some strong crowd control to really punish him.
Ay, Bay, era mo account.
Ways to just
Diamond to
ignore
pala,
him
kakabalik
and
pindot ko pala.
force him to come
Chat-chat
to
na
them
lang pag
instead.
wala.
It's almost like a
Wala,
split
mag-game
pushing
na lang
role
tayo.
the way Soren has been playing this show.
Wag, lol tayo, lol.
Oh, you're right.
Bay, era mo account mo, Bay. Diamond 3 ka ba?
Now, Homeboys, what will they go
Hindi
for
na ako
here in
marunong
the second
mag-ML.
phase?
Ay,
What
mag-lun.
are they going to try to limit? Is it the question here of Roamer potentially here? Because again, Echo, it seems like JP struggled in that second game with the Ruby. Maybe Homeboys will try to force JP on that Ruby again. And there you go, the Minotaur ban comes through. The hero that was a constant nuisance in the first game. And Echo will respond with a hero that is very, very popular as well in the ranked games and also competitively, and that is the 1-1.
The Eden's available if they want a roamer. They can stave off aggression, stay in the front, tank damage, be multifunctional. Although, Homeboys, they can ban it away, and if they do, I wonder what the idea is for Echo. It's still the same idea. Do they need more crowd control, more sustain, or more aggression to try and get Homeboys before Homeboys gets them?
Okay, that's a huge question, right? But
Garage
I mean,
is like
composition-wise,
crafty
Homeboys, they really are short-range comp. They have a short-range comp, right? Martis, Paramis,
It's
even
my
the
way
Chong.
Lagi natutok camera
It's
sa
a
kanya.
very, very opposite on the Echo side, who has a Bruno and Ovaria, and Echo understands that, and they ban the Ixia that has range as well.
Boss, lol, PC pa lang pala,
Let's see.
nagaya na boxing.
Homeboys, what hero
Uy,
will they
hindi
pick to
yun, ah.
balance out that short range composition, or will they
Bayaramin mo na lang ako, bes, ng account.
close the gap? Pick up like the Yu Zong here can be an answer toward the back line.
That's right. Going for something like a Yu Zong, the dive deep into the back line would be a solid choice to go for here for Homeboys. Or they can actually just look to disrupt the front to back. A hero that can do that, Arlet. Instantly with a final slash, you disrupt the entire composition. If you're clumping up against or together a lot in the team, Arlet has been an option to go for, but this is a new option that we have seen actually only once
yesterday.
against also a Bruno. I forgot who it was up against, but it was also a Clint pick that was utilized. I don't believe it was Homeboys who used it. Rizal making his Clint debut. It's Sheriff Rizal in town.
Howdy, partner.
It's high noon. Time
No,
for a
it's
duel in the gold
5:26.
lane right here. And okay, Mirko. The Clint will be great in the early game. Oh, soaks up a bit
Oh,
of
solid
but in the
last
late
2
game,
picks,
it's gonna
guys.
be a bit
Arlet
more
Yuzong.
difficult. But yes, the youths
Nice.
It hurt us.
They're trying to
Ganda lineup na
make
ngayon
a
ko.
mess out of the whole back line.
Pambalagbagan din.
They know what their backliners are weak against. They pick it up.
That's such a good way to
They
round a
nine.
draft for Echo, man. They need a frontliner, they need an initiator. Hey, you know what's super good? A Yuzong and an Arlet, the 2 picks that actually can also
Dismantle their formation.
dismantle our formation, give us a whole lot of problems. And that's why I was thinking,
Easy.
I like the Clint, but why pick it up now when there's so
Exactly.
many other contestable picks? Now
Rafaela?
with
Anong
MDX,
hero nila dito?
Benedetta, a Lapu-Lapu.
Lapu. Ay,
I mean, it's a
Wincho na pala.
for Sapat, but
Lapu-Lapu
man,
ulit.
Yuzong and the Arlet look scary. And it's not a random
Lipat
Yuzong,
natin.
it's Mr. 40 on the Yuzong.
Let's see. I mean, I doubted Zorn's hero, Cho, and also
Mga echo fans, guys.
Homeboys' composition in the second game, but they
CITB.
proved me wrong. CITB. Shout out Chef and yes, Chef. What's yes,
Wrong guy.
yes, Arashi. Looking at the compositions, I gotta ask you here. This time, it's a best of one. Who do you got?
I like Echoes, honestly, because I've always been very vocal about the lack of damage since game 1 and 2. I think the damage is important. They have an abundance of it this time. So now, even
Sa
though
production talaga,
he has to be
guys.
a lot more careful. There's a lot more damage, and there's a chance that when he's out, he thinks he's home free. Astral Sphere hits him right in the back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you to the Land of Dawn. It's a best of one. Full series, 1-1 now. Echo and Homeboys who will stay in the upper and who will go down to the lower brackets. Echo, Homeboys, spam in the chat as well. Who do you think? Who do you support between these two teams?
Go and support your team. Hashtag HP win or hashtag Echo win. Early on, Zorn and JP both doing
Petri.
the best they can
Petri
and annoying
parehas.
the enemy junglers. But looking at, again, the drafts here for Echo. Still, man, that Yuzong and Arlet pick.
Yeah.
JP, all right, will be utilizing the Arlet as a roamer up against Zorn on this show.
The two heroes that we mentioned on the draft as well. And then Homeboys now.
No, patay. JP, patay si JP, guys.
Out of that one, the mortal coil here used up by Chibi. One last hit, but JP gets out just almost.
Patay si
One
JP, guys.
last skill one from Chibi, just to scissor and take him
Nice,
down.
nakuha ni Karl.
With a good retreat to secure it. Zorn might
Patay
follow
yata si
next.
Zorn. Ah, flicker Zorn.
It's the short way away
Nice!
from level 4,
Hindi
but he
nag-flicker
doesn't
si
get
Zorn.
it. Just headbutt Zorn to another dimension.
Whacks him into oblivion.
Boink.
And this is the problem though for Echo.
Nice,
If
dikit lang,
Chibi
dikit
gets
lang.
snowballing on this Martis, then it's a whole different story. Now they have damage, but they can't really take on the Martis before the Martis takes them out. So they have to be very careful overextending here, lest they give Chibi that snowball that he so desperately requires to carry his team. Look at that. Dude, violence.
Paano magana,
It
Martis ah.
almost seems like Chibi has already a Hunter Strike built in his kit earlier. But yes, we expect an action-packed game, and we already got it, right? 2 minutes almost. It's very action-packed. You can see here, it's 1-1. Both teams just looking for more skirmishes here. Not even in the turtle vicinity just yet.
Not yet, but Chibi's already looking towards hills. He knows on the Martis.
Dragon na, nice one.
Job for him.
The Dragon form is arrived.
Pops in the Black Dragon form. Zorn jumps in forward,
Hindi
trying to
na
buy some
Petri.
time right now. Sabat jumps in with the Raven Spider, and that's going to be a retry win from Chibi with a Mortal Coil. Carl Teasy as well, unable to find a pin down. Zorn gets out with 1 HP. And now it's Echo who are looking for scraps, looking for a kill, but it might be JP who falls here, and that's going to be the Decimate. GB gets out with 1 HP. It's another Stampede to bring Sanford back, but it's only just a disengaged tool for Homeboys in the 2nd minute of the game.
Scrappy
Ang ganda ng
fights
early ng
and
Martis nila.
Scrappy wins and L's. Homeboys though, they got the better end of it, and outside.
Benny Cutie.
Patay si
This is a
Benny.
very, very dangerous spot. The way the Dragon, a big kick from Zorn.
Patay si
To
Benny
add
ah.
salt to the
Matapot
wound,
ng
it's
Homeboys
some
yung Bren.
fast-task
Yung
game
Bren ah.
from Mr. Tauntman himself.
Add that kill to the drawing board, and Homeboys, they are really stepping to the gas in their gas here.
This isn't the aggression that we have expected. But for Echo, that just did not go as planned. The heavy spin didn't come out fast enough. He gets crowd-controlled Cartesi, unable to secure it, and Sanji just wasn't landing the Astral Spheres. They had all the tools, but if the first 2 games mean anything, then the guy, the team who gets the early advantage really starts getting traction.
Mahirapan nata si Sanford kapag hindi nakahuli si JP dito.
Make that happen.
Final flash on the Zorn, and Shanpu gets him out just barely.
Patay ka, Zorn.
Nice!
Nice!
Gets a fadeaway. Chibi up top just punching on this turret goal.
Pitas lang ganun,
Sanji
no?
trying to zone Homeboys away, and they have done that. Only taking Zorn down.
Okay, again, a very fast-paced early tempo here. And we can see here, both teams now out of breaths, seems like they're just taking things down. Oh, I'm wrong. Top side action.
Ooh, go for more to final
Patay si
flash.
JB,
Trying to make
nice.
the final part of the Mortal Coil, and that's the headbutt. Another goal for Benny Cutie on the Bruno.
And some Bruno damage, and Chibi was not ready
BD.
for it. No backup available there too. A bit too over-aggressive. He is working against the clock. A lot of pressure is on him to really make this early game work for his team. That's not it. Now with the turtle up,
Level 7 na guys. Ay, parehasan ba?
Homeboys losing the initiative for now. We'll see if Echo can finally get some momentum.
Walang ulti si Carl guys. Oh, mahirapan ata sila sa ano.
Oh,
Look at the Dragon. That's
Hirapan
JP
sila sa
locked
turtle,
down.
nahuli si JP.
Bravest Fighter used up as well. JP with a brilliant flicker timing to get out of a sticky situation. Carl Teasy brought back to the team has the headbutt. Warlord walking them down again. JP recalling, and Homeboys could have a bit more pressure until JP comes back. Sanford getting the stacks in. Zorn, no wave the Dragon this time around. They need to try to bait out a heavy spin somehow, some way. If they want to pick it up, never mind. Carl Teasy just jumps onto Warlord. He's still saving that Purify, even another realm. That's a final slash coming back again. Black Dragon form as well by Sanford to the back line. That's another realm, and my goodness, Chibi just doesn't miss.
Patay si
But
ano,
Sanford
Paramis.
doesn't miss either.
Nice.
It's a furious dive. Meanwhile, Zorn jumps in, gets away the Dragon, now chained down by Sanji and JP. On the other side, it's Sanford versus the team. Decimate and a
Nice
Mortal
one.
Coil. Not enough
Ganda
to
ng
take
turtle
40
naman.
down.
JP
Ooh,
though,
patay ka
with
ulit,
that
Martis.
conceal, was able to secure the kill. Oh, Zorn does not catch 40.
Nice one, lamang na ano, Echo.
Chaotic fights right here. But Sanji now with a lightning truncheon. That's a huge power
Nabasag
spike.
yung top.
See the
Yun lang.
damage coming through. It's rushed, by the way. He didn't build anything before that. He knows that his goal
Ligit lang.
is to help with the pickoffs, help with the damage right here, not to provide utility. They already have the Arlet, the Yuzong, and the Akai. Utility is the last thing he needs. Going for Lightning Truncheon right now. This means that Homeboys, unless they want to get some magical defense, they gotta be a lot more careful in these fights.
The mid? Take a look at the mid.
There's a fine
Walang
Warlord.
Fury pa yan, patay yan.
Oh, a great save by Zorn, even a lockdown.
Ganda naman
The
ng
way the Dragon Warlord actually re-engages
pagka-ulti.
the hell of the Nether Realm, and now Chibi might get another
Patay na
kill.
naman si Daddy
He does
JP.
3 kills. Super action-heavy game.
Very sharp as well. And you can see now, both teams just going at it. 5-4, 6 minutes in, and home side though, Homeboys managed to grab the first structure in the game here. So Echo, they're
Lamang na
at
naman
a
sa macro
little
yung ano.
disadvantage here. Long-term wise, that's a good
Yung Homeboys.
investment from Homeboys. They will definitely limit their rotations, but let's see here, Echo. Will they find a trade soon enough? 20 seconds.
Magandang huli lang talaga ni Daddy JP, tas ano, protect ni Carl.
Yeah,
Ang
that's
ganda
the
engage
Varia
naman ni
power
Carl.
spike. And for Echo, man, they just have to be a bit more
Nahihirapan kasi Promete
It
dito yung
looked so
Bruno.
good earlier, but somehow, some way, Chibi is just able to secure all these neutral objectives.
Ang sakit niyang
Echo
click,
has
tas
to find
para
a
may
way,
sumamaya.
Maybe a different force to the hand of Homeboys before they go first.
Warlord with a splash.
Uy, si Warlord
Now
David.
pinned down into the wall.
Nice
Not even
one.
let not even given the chance to pop into Nether Realm, and now Suppot is going in. Onto Benicudi, dealing some damage. Benicudi with a Purify as well. The
Uy,
flare
ginagawa ni
away
Suppot.
from it. Chibi still wins out the Retreat battle, even with the heavy
Nice one, out
skin.
na.
Echo getting
Laban pa
killed,
ba?
but they lose out on the turtle now, and Suppot wants to go for more. That sword, locking Sanford
Hindi ba
down.
sila
That's the
lubin
damage
yung
right, right
Chibi?
now, and Suppot is going to be collapsed on
Ayun si
by
Ryzen.
4 members of Echo. So winning in the skirmish, but just losing in the neutral objective department. Zorn wants to go for a re-engage.
Laban sila,
Ryzel,
dyan yung
but getting
Ryzen.
in the back. Sheriff Ryzel's in town, called TZ.
Ryzen, wala ano, patayin si Ryzen, nice.
Takes him down. It's Sanju, picks up the kill. Now the Realm, as Warlord is respawned back into the fight, but now is caught amongst 2 members. That's a good spear, and
Patay ulit si
Warlord will
Warlord,
fall to Carl TZ, the Dragon Warrior, marching forward again, zoning Zorn and
Nice.
Chibi.
It's just a recall. It's just respawn.
Ganda ng laban, guys.
fights,
Dikit na
respawn
dikit.
fights, recall fights. Man, that was the theme in the
Dikit na
past few
dikit,
minutes.
guys.
Now they finally are out of breath and they reset. Now let's see here. Homeboy, slight lead economy, but is that significant?
I feel like here's the main problem. Ryzel has 0 kills, 1 death. He wasn't really participating for a long time in that fight. But on the other hand, Benicudi, on the Bruno, he was so low for so long, yet he is willing to stay there.
Bait
and
nila
not
Fury
get
pa yun ni
damaged.
ano,
That's part of the
Kane.
reason why Echo were so successful in just grinding those kills down. Looking at the items though, with the Has Claws Berserker's Fury, is really on his power spike, but Ryzel has burst damage to work with.
Okay. Now, homeboys, they are looking for more ground. They have gained another turret here. Top and bot tier 1 taken out. Meanwhile, Echo, they have yet to claim a turret. But
Pure tank lang yung lapo-lapo.
Exactly. If you look at the fighters here, I think Sanford, his choice to go for the Hunter Strike is still very, very good. I don't think going full tank on the Yuuzhan will ever be good. But for JP, he has the anti-Cuirass, so he's weak to magic, but this physical damage, he can just heal it up like this.
I actually looked instantly at the gold laners here. It's an endless battle and a BOD done for Ryzel. Meanwhile, for Benicudi, only a little bit ahead, just like by 100 gold. Already has the 3-item power spike as well. So both these gold laners should be online in the mid game. An Astral Echo to reveal 3 members of Homeboys in that mid lane.
Sino manalo dito, momentum to, guys.
Staying hidden, trying to use this position to get a good
Ay no, uli-huliin
set
lang
up
yung
on the
tube.
Lord. Ryzel zoned away to the
Pagkamulit
other
yung tube.
side of the map completely. This might be an opening for Echo.
Oof, look at Benny just walking up. This man is fearless.
not here.
Gotta be careful though. Sanji pops into Astral. Recall and instantly
Big.
flickers out. Does some damage back to Warlord. Forces that regen on Warlord and Chibi to reset as well.
Look at the patience from 40. He was in the mid bush for, I think, 1.5 minutes. They're waiting for the right moment. But take a look at Suppot here. Peculiar angle. Oh, with the
Oh, nice
Oh,
one.
the cancel by Benicudi. They
Nice.
might have won them the fight. Now the Black Dragon falls to the back. Suppot joining in with the Raven's
Walang
Fire.
flicker yung
Now
lapo,
damage
patayan,
against
nice.
Benny, kiting him, outplaying him. Meanwhile, Sanford, oh wait, the Dragon from Sword. Bringing Sanford back.
Ganda
There's a
ng
decimate for
sipa
Call.
ni
TZ finds a good pin. The Nether Realm helping him
Patayan,
survive.
Chibi,
More
patayan.
open. As
Martis,
Chibi pops
patay.
into Mortal Coil. Warlord loses Nether Realm. He gets poked down.
Ganda laban.
Both teams
Apat
losing
versus
their
apat.
XP laners.
Zorn is just styling in against Sanford, man. What the heck was that way of Dragon
Ay, no,
play?
tingnan si ano, JP.
Both
Tingnan si
teams
JP.
now, They lost a member, but okay,
Ayun lang.
JP again. Moving.
Flicker. Not enough for now. Zorn
Walang
marching
purify
forward.
si
jumps over
Benny.
the Good
Nahuli
away,
si
the Dragon
Benny.
finds Benicudi!
Nahuli si Benny, guys. Ang lupit mag-chan ni Son.
With a follow-up and a double.
Ang
But
lupit ni Son
Zorn,
doon, guys.
Zorn, the playmaker for Homeboys.
Chivalry is not dead.
Napaforce
with
niya ng
the
purify
Ryzen.
si Benny agad.
Boys now claiming the team fight and also the Lord can Echo.
Oh
bounce
my
back.
God, Zorn.
They
Zorn,
definitely
so
can. It's
good.
still as close as ever, but we'll have to see what can
Yago
Homeboys
banget,
do with
show
the
niya,
Lord.
guys.
They lost a tower on the
Zorn.
bot side because Echo
Gila,
unintentionally
Zorn.
set it up when the wave bounced off their tower. And now when they're trying to recover like this,
Na-force niya
they
yung
have to
purify
wait,
niya
man.
ni
Especially when
Benny.
Benicudi does not have the
Tsaka niya
purify.
sinipa.
There's just too
Galing.
much danger. And I think Echo right now need to consider saving some of the card control to ensure that Benicudi gets the protection he needs because he is just all the way in the front line.
Kailangan may sabay si Sanford sa damage. Nahihirapan siya. Pag siya lang mag-isa, may paramis. Upali
So it's not
paramis
just the
eh.
turtle contest, even the buff contest. It's been Chibi who's winning it against the GOAT.
And it is very close here. Take a look at the total kills here. 10-9. Sure, 4,000 already established here. But according to Rashi, Echo still has a lot of opportunities to bounce back. Let's see.
Good poke down onto Rizal. Homeboys aren't really going to be able to utilize this first Lord. Kaltizi is actually walking up, trying to give some damage and maybe an initiation Warlord. That might have been a mistake there with the Shadow Stampede. He's taking
Nag-purify pa
another
yun si
round right
Warlord,
now.
tas ulti. Ba't di siya nag-ulti si Warlord?
Slain before that even
Patay din yan
happens.
si Sepat.
Trying to deal some damage, trying to sustain from Benny Cutie's
Grabe,
damage.
ang kulang si
Does a
Sepat, oh.
lot in the back.
Wala
Benny
patay
Cutie
yan.
still kiting Sepat against Benny Cutie.
Ayan,
Still
nice.
kited away. Sanji picks up the kill with an Astral Meteor. Buys him from the nature as well. Good immobilization from Rizal. It's called Easy pops in the heavy
sakit
spin,
ng
but
ano.
Sheriff Rizal just guns him down. Looking for more on
Ang
the map.
sakit.
That's a concealed play. Zorn jumping in. A final slash from JP, but Sanford again as well. Just like Carl Teasy falls to the
Ang
gun
galing
of
ni
Rizal.
ano, ni Sir Trumid.
This is not looking good for Echo. That was a good recovery here from Homeboys. It looked
Si Sanji,
somehow
sobrang sakit na yan.
awkward in the early fights, but they recovered and Rizal claimed yet another double here.
He's just doing a lot of damage, especially in this point of the game. The fact that his damage comes out a lot quicker than Benny Cutie, and the fact that he has a lot more options to self-heal, self-protect, and maintain distance. I think that's the main advantage he has right here. So for Echo, earlier, once they kind of sort of got a small win in that fight, the fact that they kept going to try and get some more, it was very, very greedy. Looking at the damage dealt right here, though, Sanji is matching the damage output, and he is not as ahead as Warlord, but he is getting up
Sakit
there.
na
He just
itong
finished a
clip,
Holy
guys.
Crystal, and with that wave
Ang sakit din ni
there's a
Sanji,
chance that
oh.
Echo can just stall this game as long as possible.
Okay, here, again, as we expected, an action-packed game, and we got it, right? Just what we want, and we can see here, the Lord now enhances a crucial Lord, especially if you're Echo here, who is at a disadvantage.
Pokin lang sila ng Nabari.
Great setup. JP, oh, take a look at Zorn there.
Pok lang.
From the far bottom bush.
That's super ambitious by Zorn. Let's see if he can mount an actual crazy flank on the Benny Cutie. Remember, Benny has the Purify, so Homeboys has to somehow, some way, look for a way to break that out. Or maybe it's Zorn's task to give Sapat the opportunity to look for that stun and then engage. The Astral Echo reveals two.
Ganda ng person ni Zorn, guys.
Who is revealed.
Magko-conceal to.
Control of the bush. Chibi still holding on to the Lord now.
Chibi? Tapang ni Chibi.
Rizal is still in a
Harap na harap
bad
talaga
spot
siya.
for the team to look for a team fight.
However, for Echo right here, the top side of the map, I think is actually, no, it's actually pushing towards them. So Homeboys now, they're the ones who have the time, all the time in the world to just wait it out, get a wave. It's pushing up ever so slightly, but it's gonna keep building up to a point where Echo can't ignore it. And with the Lord,
Papalish nila si Zorn, papalish nila si Zorn.
Oh, they spotted Zorn, but Zorn spotted them as well. 4 members in the bottom side of the map. Called TZ now
Pero,
going to be engaged
mga agad si Sipat.
by the
Oh.
life of the team, and even Zorn right now jumps into the back. It's with Subpot, but with a nature save.
Patay
Benny
si
Cutie's
Sipat.
life just for a win.
Patay
Final
si Sipat.
slash, saving him with the
Tapos
dragon,
sino makakuha
connecting
ng
now to
ano?
Retry battle. Who's gonna win it? Still Chibi!
Nasipon si Carl.
Against all odds, Homeboys once again win out in the Retry battle. A good Astral Spear to take Rizal low. But it's not enough. It's a jungler for
Oh,
an
panila, guys.
execute later
Lord.
traded in for Homeboys.
Sapat's sacrifice was not for nothing. He managed to just, again, distract, bought enough time in that bottom side of the map, and Carl Teasy, of course, alone, isolated in the front, looking for that contest. And Homeboys, they managed to find Carl and the Lord. Let's see here, it's a 4v4 offense and defense.
The wave isn't that good for Homeboys to look for it, but it's still a good charge with an enhanced Lord. Rizal now joining in the team, gets a good shot to take that turret down, dodging away from the Astral Spear as well. Homeboys decide to disengage, so holding on to that 5.5k gold lead.
All right. Homeboys
Sakit na ng clip na ito, guys.
are already satisfied, seems like, with taking
Ang ganda nga eh, lagi nang sunod kay Benny eh, no?
the bottom side.
Nalalayo siya sa clash, kahit na siya sacrifice yung ano, lapu-lapu.
And let Echo regroup and recalibrate here.
Well, without the actual Lord, I think it's a bit too dangerous. Even then, the whole idea is that Homeboys is using the Lord to push a sense of urgency. Because in a proper normal 5v5 back and forth maneuver, I do think that, like game number 2, Echo on the Bruno has a lot more chances to make something happen. The problem is, during that moment, the critical moment where they need to be next to the Lord, Sapat is just the big problem here. Going with all the physical defense he can get on armor, blade armor, as well as the dominance eyes, he is just hell-bent on making sure that he stays in the front and he zones everybody away.
Ganda rin ng ginagawa ni Pat eh. Ganda ng ginagawa ng Lapo.
Game again. Echo, they need to be careful on not overextending themselves here. It's very important because it's a minute left to the next Lord. And of course, the next Lord will be an evolved Lord, ladies and gentlemen. So keep that in mind. Meanwhile, Homeboys, likewise, they do not want to overextend themselves. Zorn here needs to be careful. He has Zorn here has immortality though, so he can again just showboat in front of the Echo members, but needs to stay calculated.
Both. It's not just Zorn, it's Zorn and Chibi who are recalling and feeling the confidence here in the 18th minute of the game. Arashi, that goal difference says quite a bit. But Clint has actually gone a significant lead. From the last time we saw it, it was actually quite even. Now it's a 1,500 gold difference.
Well, it's always a lot easier when you don't have to be all the way up close and personal.
Dikit
And
lang,
there's
dikit
no
lang.
one. There's no crazy bravest fighters running at you, trying to get you out of the fight. Benny Cutie now finishing the C halberd here. 12% HP damage? I don't know if it necessarily means he can take down Sapat faster though. With the Lord in contest yet again, now it's back to the same situation. Can Echo try and do something crazy? Just subvert the expectations of Homeboys, or is it going to be the same setup? Wait for the Lord to get low, wait for the waves to push, and then use Sapat to zone everybody away.
Another far setup here. Peculiar angle perhaps is what Zorn is looking for, but no, he shows here, I believe.
Oh!
Take a look at the snipe there.
Sakit.
Good precision by Sanjay.
Final slash dodged away from as well. Warlord needs to recall. I don't think he can regen from that. A lot of damage, and I guess that's what Echo have been waiting for Sanji to finally hit this ultimate power spike in the later stage of the game where he can actually start to almost one-shot people.
And 20-minute mark, we have hit it officially, ladies and gentlemen, in this game. 3-0, he committed the Way of Dragon.
Trying to collapse.
Force nila yung ikot. Hindi nila na-force yung ikot oh.
But Black Dragon Force is going to be used up. Taipei!
Uy, nahuli si Ryzen.
Massive final slash on the Ryzen.
Ganda
Now
ng
he's
Petri.
find the Furious Dive.
Ipet, ipet.
Pin down.
Nice one, naipit si Ryzen. Patay si Ryzen.
Get the
Patay yung
retreat,
clip,
but he
nice.
got Ryzel and Chibi on the
Ubus
wall.
yan, guys.
No, Benny Cutie
Ubus
still
yan, guys.
surviving. Benny Cutie survives. It's the Echo Express, the house of
GG.
highlights that wins them the
Lord
team
kaya.
fight.
What the heck happened? Echo with
Ang ganda
the
ng huli kay
angles,
Ryzen.
finding the right plays, and you can see
Ang sakit
one
nung Novaria.
members taken
Wow.
out. Thankfully though,
Novaria
Fernandez
ata, tamaan
has the
niya ata yung
passive,
Quinte.
but this is just a free Lord for Echo. Is this the turnaround?
That was the
What a
moment
fight.
they've been waiting for. The catch onto Ryzel, the follow-up from Sanford in a split-second decision. That is so good, and Kartigi tries to get some more, but with the Lord right here, now the turntables. With all the siege power, with the range that Sanji can bring on this Novaria, it's going to be a tough defense for Homeboys, but they have the option of using the Netherrealm as a last-ditch all-in against the Lord push.
I am concerned with the wave clear that Homeboys has in their composition. This is Echo in full offense. Well, not full because a lot of spells from their side is actually on cooldown. So let's see here again. Echo, will they be able to pull off this comeback?
It's an evolved Lord that's marching in the bottom lane. They won't use two waves, just one. Charging into the
Ay,
base.
nahuli. Lapo-lapo.
It's a pop back, but he still is able to dash out forward now. Warlord trying to zone, but he gets
Again.
zoned instead by the Worldy. of Benny Cutie. The Evolved Lord pulled back. Chibi still has the immortality intact. That's going to be a dive from Sanford onto the back Rizal.
Ang ganda na
Using
naman ng
nature still
huli.
kiting
Nice
back.
one.
Not enough. He buys.
Immortality
The
pa. Ang
immortality
ganda ng
buys some
save.
time and now
Ang ganda ng bili ng immortality ni
He's
Rizal.
going to be taken down. And it's another outplay this time from Homeboys. Chibi marching forward. Sip out with a Bravest Fighter. Sanford with a Fear Step. Canceling out the stun. Oh, it's a final slash.
Si Benny, ano si Benny?
Benny free hitting. Sabai gets the stun down. And Benny Cutie picks up a killing spree. It's 1-1.
Homeboys, they overextend a bit, and you can
Pwede
see
pa yan, no?
Echo is
Try nila
ready
yun.
to punish this. Potentially,
Ay, may
might be the
window pa.
final push.
Don't think it is going
Matamaan lang ng Novaria tong Clint eh.
They are lacking a few members, no Lord to
Tapos
push down
talaga
as well,
yan.
but they might be able to crack all 3 base turrets. A beautiful Astral Echo
That's a dub,
revealing
yeah.
3. Warlord walking forward, getting a Ghost Burster down sword.
Uy!
Oh,
Ginagawa mo, son!
two massive outplays. One from Sanji, the other from Sanford with that Black Dragon form to cancel out that Way of the Dragon. And just like that, both teams disengage. 22 minutes in. What a game.
6 minutes ago, it was Echo just losing 2 turrets left standing, but now 23rd minutes, it's official. Structure-wise, Homeboys, they're behind. And now, it's an even game, Arashi.
Well, technically, it's not quite even. The Lord is on the top side, and the middle and bottom side of Homeboys has no base turrets. Now, Echo can play the long game. They can poke down the members of Homeboys before going for a big fight.
Oh. They're going in onto Zorn. Not too sure about this. Zorn, oh, beautiful shot.
Walang flicker si Zorn, walang flicker si Zorn.
But he's still going to be
Can kill
followed and
Zorn.
stalked all the way to the back. Sapat trying to retaliate. Don't
Patay
forget
ulit
the
si
Bravest
Sapat,
Fighter.
nice.
Cutie just pops out with
Nalambot
the
ka
nature
dyan.
and
Patay rin si
deals
Chibi.
more damage. Chibi
Nice.
pinned down to the wall. That's a shutdown.
GG
Zorn
na ata, guys.
find
GG
one
na.
with Sanford. It's just him. with
GG
the-
na.
Look at the Astral Meteor from Saturday.
GG!
And that's an Astral Echo. That
Ay,
is
natanggal na
Lord
yabang
with
niya,
no
guys.
nether realm.
Ayun na, pinag-trash talk na.
Oh, it's Echo against the TP recall.
Pinag-trash talk
They
na.
have turned the game around.
Pinag-trash talk na yan.
Knocking Homeboys to the lower brackets.
Composure, discipline, and organized.
GG! Pinas lang malakas.
That was the theme.
Pinas
of
lang
the
sa
fight,
kalam.
And it was displayed.
Ay, wala, natanggal na yabang.
in
Tanggal na yabang.
this third game. Homeboys.
Manis yan sa'yo, Echo,
They
guys.
need to fall to the lower brackets as Echo.
Malungkot lang,
They will
konting malungkot
advance
lang.
And meet AP Brand in the next stage. What a series! I have no word.
What a
GG, guys.
Sanji.
Zero.
Zero.
deaths.
0 deaths.
That is crazy. It's insane to see how
Grabe nga yung nabahan ni Sanji, guys.
game. Plays happening left and right. But in the end, there can only be one. And the Echo Express has reached first. Unfortunately for
Tamang nasigam na lang talaga kapag ganyan.
they're gonna have to face a little setback, but it's not over for them yet.
Konting malungkot lang, guys. Huwag natin papakita na tayo.
Game.
Huwag natin papakita na doon tayo. Konting malungkot lang. Ngiti-ngiti lang konti sa camera.
Unfortunately, we cannot ask the question, so let's just throw it to Rose and Clara. So, Rose, Clara, what's going on?
Go home, boys.
The Echo takes the win against Homeboys in a 2-1.
Pero GG pa rin sa Homeboys, guys. Malakas naman sila eh.
Ended Homeboys win streak from the group stage, dropping Homeboys to the lower bracket.
Yap, kemenangan untuk mereka dengan 2-1 memecahkan pula win streak dari Homeboys. Bertahan di upper bracket, inilah dia tim Echo. Hello guys, does it feels like home playing in Indonesia? Because you guys got a lot of supporter here and back here. How does it feel like to play in here?
Ito po.
Para lang pa daw kayo naglalaro sa Philippines kasi madaming supporters ang Echo dito sa Indonesia. So parang namomotivate pa daw kayo kasi may nag-cheer din sa inyo dito?
Opo, syempre po. Tsaka nakakatuwa po sobra na kahit nasa Indo na kami, ang dami pa din naming supporters.
He said, yes, it feels like they're playing at home and they love it how the Indonesian fans are also super welcoming to Echo and is supporting their journny here.
Ya, mereka begitu bahagia
GG, guys.
yang bermain di sini seperti
See you soon, Burst.
sendiri. Soalnya
Ohio
mereka
Brothers na, guys.
supporting
Ito
dan
magandang
juga
laban, guys.
turut bahagia untuk mereka.
Live ulit ako mamaya, guys.
Alright, since you guys won the game against Homeboys, meaning ang imi-meet nyo next is AP Bren, diba? You guys did not manage to meet up in the MPL Philippines playoffs, pero it's one of the most awaited matchup. So, ready na ba kayo mamit ang AP Bren bukas?
Ready na. Ready na.
Alright, so for those who don't know, actually, they did not meet, Echo and AP Bren did not meet in the playoffs of MPL Season 12. However, it is one of the most awaited
Let's support
matchup in the playoffs. So I
see you
asked
soon,
them,
guys.
are they ready for it? And they said they are very ready for tomorrow's game.
Ya, mereka siap tentunya untuk bertemu. Sebelumnya belum sempat, namun di MPL ini mereka akan bertemu dan mereka siap. But previously when we interviewing with AP Brain, they say they want to meet Homeboys. And did you guys motivated with that statement?
Mas na-motivate ba daw kayo nung sinabi kanina ni Ogwen na ang gusto nila makita sa upper bracket is Homeboys instead of Echo?
Hindi naman po. Bahala na po sila sa sabihin nila. Basta focus lang muna po kami sa kalaban namin.
Alright, he said it didn't really, motivate them that much because to them, they were just focusing on who they were gonna meet up, which was Homeboys. So whatever happens, it just happens.
Apapun yang terjadi nggak terlalu motivasi karena mereka benar-benar berfokus dengan apa yang ada di depan mereka. But talking about Homeboys, what is so hard fighting against Homeboys in this match because it was so close, especially in the third game.
Gaano ba daw kahirap kalaban ng Homeboys? Kasi kita-kita naman sa pangatlong game especially that it was super close and the Lord fight was the one that flipped the table, diba? So, mahirap ba kalaban ng Homeboys? And if so, anong pinakamahirap?
Mahirap din po sila kalaban kasi matapang din po sila maglaro tapos parang go lang din po sila ng go pag lamang sila sa early. Kaya mahirap din talaga sila kalaban.
So he said that meeting up Homeboys is actually really tough as well because Homeboys has a playstyle where they just go, especially if
Okay
they
na,
are
guys.
at the
GG na, guys.
So yes, it was hard against Homeboys.
Cukup sulit melawan Homeboys karena mereka
Gandang laban, guys. Mamaya ulit, guys. Later again, guys. See you soon versus the Ohio Brothers.
Echo Express.
We're going to watch, guys.
Echo Express.
Later,
so we're gonna
later,
let them
guys.
Go and rest because I'm pretty sure that was
Ako
the
makandulo,
entire
guys. I'm going to
best
eat
of
first,
3
guys.
series. However, we are going to be throwing it back to our casters to dissect
Thank you,
what
thank you,
happened
guys.
in this
Thank you,
full
thank you,
best
thank
of
you so
3
much.
series. So casters, take it
Nice game, nice game. Bye-bye, guys. Later again, guys. See you soon versus Ohio Brothers. See you guys later.